Babes. Oh my god, let me move my candle a little bit closer. Hi, my loves. Happy Friday. I'm on the ground, bitch. We woke up probably 30 minutes ago. I had to go get cat food, which is why I'm a little bit late. So sorry, divas. I've been trying to be a lot better about like coming on when I say I'm gonna come on to the tea. No excuses. Good morning, Danny. Hello, sexy. I loved also Tanny. Put in the chat how you did that question thing on your Instagram. I've never seen that before. Hi Bella. Hi Max. Also, everybody say happy birthday to Max. His birthday was yesterday. I'm gonna literally mention him in the chat. Everyone mention him. Say happy birthday, Max. Our man is dirty 30, our Virgo king. He's a good Virgo king. Nobody come for him. I know some of you hate the Virgo kings, but he is a good one, I promise. Happy birthday, Max. We love you. A good one. Anyway, girls, yeah. We're live. We're doing a gap today. I have my mug. Some of you have asked me elsewhere where I got this. I got this at Buc-ee's, you guys, for like $11. It's so cute. I'm assuming this one is beans, but like what is that? For an orange cat, I was like, hello? What is that? But it's so cutie. It gives Nara Smith vibes. I'm in my Nara era. Obviously, well, she would never wear this, but you get the vibes. Wait, how do you do a live where you don't sell? I love to yap. There is a community section here on Whatnot, you guys. It's a category, I should say. So you know how we're typically in Y2K? When you put your show category listing, instead of just auto-clicking the Y2K, which is what I do, just search up community and it'll come up. It's underneath the and whatnot category. And you can just yap. You still have to put like an auction. So I had to put auction as my selling style. But I don't sell anything. I've heard people say you could do a giveaway to kind of bypass it because I know Whatnot doesn't really like for you to just go live and not sell anything. But anyway, I don't know. That's what they told me to do. So hopefully this isn't like I don't get in trouble for this, but I've done it a few times. Anyway, Diva, yes, thanks for asking the question. It's an app called NGL. Okay, yeah. I want to try that. Wait, that's so interesting. I love that it could be anonymous, but I was like, wait, this is so cutie. Thank you guys at Virgo King. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys. So this is going to be again just a yap. You guys know I get very delulu. Hi, boo. Welcome in. Ah, stop. Fern, you have been finding some good shit, girl. You guys, if you don't follow Fern, she's also a seller on here. She has our Queen Fernanda, honey. She finds the finds. Like I find some good shit. That girl, that bitch finds really amazing grails. Follow her on TikTok too. Girl, but so have you. Your pieces are really like amazing. I'm like, damn, she finds. I'm not gonna. This is gonna be crazy, but you guys know it's just me. I feel like I'm rarely overly impressed. You really overly impressed me. I was like, damn, Grail for Grail, honey, you are up there. Oh my gosh, stop, you guys. I love the yapping podcast. I just don't. I don't want to get in trouble on Whatnot, and I also don't get paid to do them. So I try to kind of sprinkle them in. But this is your opportunity. If you're a seller, if you want to sell, share info. Yap, talk about life. Like, I don't know. I wanted to come on, but I didn't want to really sell anything. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to go live. We're in my living room. We're literally on the floor, girls. This is us today. So this is the setup. No lights, no camera, no action, but all the fun, all the crazy. I'm doing a hair mask right now. So if my hair looks a little crazy, just don't mind me. Oh my God, me too. Okay, so I've not really explored a lot of categories. Have you guys watched a lot of other categories on Whatnot? Like, even if you're not a seller and you're just somebody who's like popped on the app because you found it from TikTok, whatever, have you explored the other sections of Whatnot? I've never looked at like the jewelry, the cards. So the Whatnot started by being like a card app. A card app. How do I want to explain this? Like buying and selling trading cards. I'm not in that realm at all, but like Pokemon cards, from what I understand, sports cards. I'm pretty sure that's how it started. But now it's kind of exploded into a plethora of different ones. Oh my God, really, Danny? That is so cool. No, I've not looked at the other ones, but now I've seen there's like jewelry, there's like a obviously contemporary women's clothing. So I'm curious if they're very interesting. The attic, give us the tea. Give us the tea. Is it the same? Because I don't know. I've heard that like even men's vintage is really different from Y2K, just in the audience, like how they interact with the chat, all those things. Wait, really, Morgan? You can do that? Oh my God. Also, I'll show you. I only own one vintage Playboy, you guys. I'm going to show it to you because it's like right here. But it is so, it's like my prized possession, honestly. Where did it come? I say that is so perfect. I want to get her framed. I feel like I had to have her. The OG PM Anderson. I got this on eBay. I want to say like a few years ago. And it was just, I don't know why. Out of all of them, I feel like she was the one I had to have. Like, she's quintessential Playboy. Oh, baby, I'm never getting rid of her. This was before her resurgence, too, which is crazy. I feel like a little bit of a savant for this. I'm like, not me, like, getting this before she really, like, came and had her full comeback. But she looks so beautiful. And honestly, I want to get, like, a little wall of them. Period. Yes. Oh, my God, girl. Girl, Desiree, if your grandpa wants to come up off those, you let me know. Slide into the DMs. But no, they're actually like very common now that people want to purchase them. They're much more expensive on eBay, I found. I want to say when I bought her, it was like $40, which again is kind of expensive for a magazine, but she's like in the sleeve in pristine condition. So I felt like it was good. Like even the advertisements, obviously this is for SIGs. We don't support that here on Whatnot. But like very cool ads. If you flip through it, they're just cool. I'm like, should we open it? And then I just realized, I'm like, bitch, it's Playboy. You cannot show that on here. You cannot flip through a Playboy on your Whatnot, girl. What are we doing? But yeah, they're really, really cutie. Okay, wait, what? Morgan, you're putting me on right now. 1 to $10? Yeah, that's actually a really good deal. You guys should get on that then. I want to see what the other categories. What other categories have you guys looked at? Oh my God, hello. I just posted. Welcome, girl. You're getting the full Monty here. We're having coffee. We're talking about what not selling or buying. Honestly, I haven't bought on the app in a long time. I feel like once you kind of cross over and start to sell more items, you end up just doing that mainly, and then you almost like don't buy it. Any other sellers, let me know. I feel like if you're a seller full time, especially, you really don't do a lot of purchasing on the app. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. And Skims, I fear, dude. I feel like there's so many good categories that are untapped, and I bet you as the app continues to grow and like explode, it'll just get crazier for real. We'll get more categories, and I'm honestly hoping that they divide the Y2K even into different categories. You know what I mean? Because there's so many types of Y2K. I feel bad. You guys know if you're in my shows all the time, like people will always ask me, like, do you have Affliction or like Abercrombie? And it's like, I don't even sell that sort of stuff. So I wish they would divide Y2K even into subcategories, honestly, to make it easier for those people and for sellers. Because you're like, I'm kind of fielding comments and trying to field requests. You get it, girls. You get it. I got sucked in, girl. You'll get real sucked in. That's the thing. The buying side, honey, you'll get really sucked in. Honestly, you can do anything in this life. You know, I preach that, but really everything you have to just keep getting your toes wet. I will say, I am not somebody who overly struggles, I would say, with like public speaking and stuff like that. I mean, I did speech and debate for a long time when I was in high school. So it's like, I don't know. I think I kind of conquered that fear. But again, that was like with continuously showing up. So just practice. Like everybody also has to start from zero if you're going to do this. Like you're going to start with 0 viewers, 5 viewers, 10 viewers, etc. And like it's only up from there. That's kind of like the beauty of it. Is like that's the worst of it. You start out with the shittiest part, kind of. Yes, and but I'm wondering if I should translate. I honestly think you would. People love, especially in the jewelry category. You guys can kind of get away with this, not showing your face. Like a lot of jewelry sellers on here, if you really lurk, they like don't show their face. They just show the jewelry. They have a beautiful background, and honey, they do numbers. Like it's very lucrative on that side. So especially if you're somebody who does not want to show your face, that's actually a really good category. I never have seen a home decor show. This is the first time hearing that people sell home decor. I'm thinking about the shipping aspect. Like, how are we shipping out home decor to people, like lamps and stuff? Yes. Okay, Morgan. I'm sorry. I'm catching up on the chat, you guys. But yeah, my comfort zone is so much more on the flop. No, I totally get you. Like you, so if you or guys are not familiar, I started selling on like the flop, the bay, etc. We use like terms like that because I feel like Whatnot will kind of get a little angry if you mention them, you guys. So that's why we're kind of like nicknaming them. And you do have to get used to selling on here. It's obviously very different. My business was anonymous before. Sorry, I'm looking because Beans is standing on my windowsill, you guys. Can you see him? What is he doing? I'm like, don't jump on the fence. So if I'm looking over here, that's why. Oh, not him peeping up on me. Hello. What are you doing? Should I see if he wants to come inside? But I do think you have to obviously adjust to that. Like when my business was anonymous, I didn't have to come on live to sell. Like I just had to post clothing and be consistent in that way. Excuse me while I get my child. Hello? Why are you peering in the windows? Get inside. What are you doing? You guys, if you want an orange cat, you have to prepare for craziness like this. I really believe it. But you have to adjust to. Sorry if this is like Cloverfield right now. Ugh, this is reality, but this is also kind of the fun of it too. Okay, so you obviously have to adjust to that. Like I had to adjust to now, and you have to decide. This is what I feel like people don't talk about enough. You have to decide if that's right for your business. Like some people, you don't have to have all that personality and you don't have to be the face of your business. Rich Girl Vintage did perfectly fine when it was just my logo, just Rich Girl Vintage. Nobody knew who Janae was. They just bought off of, again, the other marketplaces, like their order, rated, and that was it. So you have to decide, do I want to change that for my business? Do I want to be the face? Can I make it farther if I put my face and personality on it? Like, that's not for everyone. I'm out of breath now because I was just overwhelmed. Sorry, guys, I'm catching up on the chat. Ah, girl, Desiree, that will happen, honey. It's really, really true. Like, and it will fluctuate even more now that more people will be on here. Like, I see that as well. Okay, I'll be really honest with you. When I first, okay, guys, sorry, I have when he's a baby. No, oh my God, orange cats will test your patience for real. Like he will. But so initially, I think that's kind of something you have to be honest about too. When trying anything, it's a gamble, you guys. Like, I'm not afraid to say I definitely lost money initially. I've tried dollar shows, I've tried $3 shows. Like, you have to try things and you have to be okay with, like, not everything's going to be profitable. I had a full time job in tandem with my business initially, but when I started Whatnot, I had already quit my job. So it was definitely a gamble. And I think that's also something I was going to make a TikTok about this. Like, I had a very supportive partner who was willing to help me and support me. And like, I had a savings from working from my 9 to 5 for so many years. Like, I had those things in place to be like, okay, I'm going to try something new. So it was a gamble. It's going to be a gamble to try anything new. But I think that once you get into it, you can really stabilize and start to be profitable a lot quicker versus other platforms. Again, you have to decide though, do I want to be the face of my business? Like, I don't know how your Depop business is. If you post yourself, if you like do things like that. Again, mine was literally just a logo. It was Rich Girl Vintage. I only posted like inspo pictures and items that I had sold. So there was no Janae behind it. You didn't know unless you knew me in real life. And I think you have to decide, do I now want to be live? I decided for myself, I feel like with my personality and my craziness and like just loving my clothes, I think I could go farther if I decided to like put out content with myself and live sell. And it really did change my business. But that does not mean that I did not have shows with 3 people where I didn't sell anything. I've been on for 90 minutes before, not sold one item. Like sometimes you have to really thug it out. And like I never want to portray this image that it's like easy, because I think it's easy to say when you're up, like everybody wants to be up. Everybody wants to show their highlight reel, but in reality, like I've definitely had exactly where you guys are at. Like it stuck. The only difference between where I am and where you are is 9 months of time and showing up every week, multiple times a week. Even if I had a show that was like horrible, like honestly, girls. And I say that because I want you to win. I really do. And like that's the honest truth. There's no way around it. You do have to thug it out. It's so real, but it's like it's so true because you're going to be disappointed. Like even yesterday, I posted a TikTok. I will do like vlogs, come to work with me so you guys can see the behind the scenes, what I do. So if you're interested, check out my TikTok. I post them every day. And I had a show yesterday where I made like half of what I would normally make in the same amount of time. So it's obviously discouraging, it's disappointing. I still put in like the same hours to get the clothes. I source by hand. I pick everything. And I only shop from like the racks. I don't even know. I wouldn't even call it the racks because I don't ever support Goodwill. Y'all know that. I'm not a Goodwill girl. I hate them as a company so much. But also I do think like Allie, hello, Diva. I do think like your small town thrift stores, suburban thrift stores, etc., are cheaper anyway, but that's a whole other topic. It's just, yeah, Goodwill pricing just leaves me crazed every time. I'm like, what? But I feel like because I do those things, obviously you put in time, effort, and energy. So when that's not rewarded to an equivalency, you get discouraged. But like that's part of this, and doing this is like you have to thug it out, just like on Depop. I mean, I think you guys have more control because you can set the prices and like accept offers, etc. Here, it's much more of a gamble. You'll have items that maybe it's a lot, and you just, you're not actually doing it. I don't go to the bins. I've actually had a conversation with one of my besties from Whatnot, Ashley. I don't know if Ashley's in the chat right now, but hello, Diva, if you are. And we were talking about this. It's hard. So when I first started my business, you guys, I would source from the bins, but I lived in Miami. Different vibe. I would say this is a little bit before. This is like a year and a half ago, so a little before vintage really started to like proliferate everywhere. Not that that's good or bad, but it's just the bins are a little bit different now. Now I live in Dallas. Diva! Oh my gosh, Anna Marie, I miss it. I miss the water, I miss the beach, girl. But I don't miss the traffic, honey. I don't miss the. Anyway, I used to, and it was more convenient there. Here, it's a lot more aggressive competitive, which is interesting because you would think because Miami is a bigger city than Dallas, but low key, it's like scarier here. So I don't know. I really thoroughly don't enjoy it. I find that it really spoils me. So I try not to push myself to do it. But I'm kind of in a place now with the volume game where I'm like, I might need to go more often. So that's just the honest truth. I've done it. I've not done it. Yes. Oh my God. The Dark Baddie Thrift, baby. Vegas is on my list. I've never been to Las Vegas in my life, but I would go just for the thrift. Every thrift haul from Vegas is like tea, major tea. And honestly, you guys, Miami is not any different. Miami Bins fed me. Miami Bins was so good, you guys. And the thrifts. Like, I think people underrate thrifting in Miami, and it was really not. If you know where to go, it's not in Miami Central, but it's like if you go to Fort Lauderdale, if you go to Hollywood, if you go to kind of like the cut in some ways, oh my God, the thrifting out there, crazy. I found some really crazy shit. And just the connections of the people in Miami. There's a lot of like older people with good ass closets, good estate sale. Like if you go farther into Florida on like almost the opposite shore. So yeah, I don't know. I try not to. The bins really like it's not even the digging, it's the people. The bins, it's like the people that really kill me. But I need to go more, frankly. I really do need to push myself to go more because it's just the most dense inventory, you guys. I will like leave a thrift store after 2 hours with maybe 8 to 12 items. That's nothing. Like 2 hours at the bins. Oh my God, I'm looking crazy. 2 hours at the bins, you could get like 4 pounds, if not more, 5 pounds of clothes. Okay, I'm just catching up, you guys. Girl, Anna Marie, the traffic in Miami like gave me PTSD, girl, for real. But low key, the traffic in Dallas is the same. It's so crazy. No, your friend is right. I'm gonna try to go to the bins, my love. Beloved online, my dear. Which also, hello, Diva. Let me follow you back. I saw you followed me from TikTok. Oh, I already follow you. Duh. But yes, I haven't gone to the Dallas one in like a week and a half. The last time I went, I got this picture, you guys. That beautiful canvas. It's so pretty. I still have to hang it, but it was literally $15, which is a little crazy at the bins, but she made me weigh it. Yeah, I was like, bitch. If you don't say 99 cents and keep it pushing, you're about to destroy this. But whatever. I'll pay $15. You know what I mean? It was a little annoying, but either way. There is a huge okay, so Nine Lives, really good question. I do not ever have dollar shows. I cannot stress this and scream this from the mountaintops. The people you see having dollar shows have an established audience and an established buyership. That is why they do it. Even me, I have almost 4,000 followers, like a little over 2,000 sales on here. I don't do dollar shows. And I feel like I have a pretty consistent amount of like viewers and buyers. Like I have a pretty high amount, I would say, for like my following. And I still wouldn't do it. So please let that discourage you. Like, do not do it. Even $3. I say charge what you need to charge. Like I'm very transparent on my financials, the cost of goods that I pay and why I charge that. Because otherwise you're gonna make not as much money. And certain items, even like again, I still have shows where maybe you only get one or two bids on the item. So you have to be comfortable with it selling at the very lowest price floor. That's why you don't want to max, like again, whatnot is not a max your profit per item. You're not gonna get like the flop in the bay where you can charge $100 for a cami tank top from 2007. If you know, you know. So like that's not gonna happen here unless you have certain items that get very much fit up, and that's a blessing. That's how I think about it. So I try to charge what's something that's fair, what's a price that I believe is fair for my time, my effort, etc. per item. Since I thrift everywhere, I kind of just do it an average cost of goods. And then you go from there. Anything else is like the best. I mean, my profit per item, I'll be really honest with you guys. I try to get at least $5 or $6, which some may say is low. But again, you're thinking it's a quantity game. Multiply that by 30, 40 items, and that's the price floor. I mean, it can only go up from there. So I think you have to have that mentality instead of thinking like, wow, can I max out per item? And that's my view as a seller. You'll find many sellers on here that are the opposite, or they have just a different view. They want the max per item. And I do believe as you get more and more established, you can lower that price. I'm even in my head trying to refigure my prices because I do have a really good buyership. I have a lot of people that will come to watch the shows. So the more that I'm able to sell, the more I can like bring my prices lower. You know what I mean? Like the more confidence I have that more people will bid. So that's something I do think a lot of people ask advice on that. Like as a seller, I think you have to start to see that in your shows and the cadence of your shows and then the financials. And then you can say, okay, I'm going to lower my prices now from $10 starts to $8 starts. Or, okay, I see that like, you know, things are moving, things are shaking. Maybe I'll try $5 starts. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot get around trying it though. Like you're gonna have shows where you lose money because you have to try it. And don't do all items. Run like half items. Sometimes when I started, I would have like $10 starts and then some like a rack of $5 starts. See what's, you know, what's moving, what's shaking. Sorry if I'm like behind on the chat, you guys. I really, I'm so behind. I'm sorry, but I am reading it. I'm an SDG. Oh, everybody, besties are everywhere. I always start at 5 since my first show. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot, like $5 is a good start, and I think $7 or $8. Some of my best shows have been $8 start shows. So again, it is kind of a gamble, but I'm okay with if something sells at $8, my cost of goods is $5 on average, and in Loki it's getting a little higher because these thrifts are getting a little higher. Has anybody noticed that in their area? If you have, put that down below. I'm like, why is my thrift suddenly like $1 more per item, $2 more per item? I see what you're doing, bitch. Like that's crazy. Mm. Mind you, I don't even go to Goodwill, so I'm a little bit like, what's the tea here, right? Like, what's the tea here? It's getting mad annoying. Morgan is in Dallas like me, so you get it. It's just right now I have $12 starts for my curated edits. So again, I do like curated shows like The Nanny, Desperate Housewives. Like I've done a Zodiac series, and those are shows that I plan for like 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks at a time because I have to find like certain outfits. It's all on one aesthetic. If I have a show that's like a mystery show or it's kind of a more of a loose theme, like let's say it's more of just like a boho fall show and it's not like on a specific edit, then I'll start it closer from like $8 to $10. So those are kind of my two ranges. When I for a while I did $12 and $16 starts, and that did well as well. Like I also think a lot of it is the value you provide, the service you're providing. I have good packaging. You get a matchbox that's custom. Like I believe that all those things are factored into it. That's why I would charge what I charge. I do think again, it's also about the show. If you're one of the sellers that's like advertising, you get it from the bins and you have your bins bag and you're holding it up, I would not start things at $15. T. Like and they don't. I feel like most of the sellers are dollar sellers, $3 sellers, etc. So I think it kind of coordinates. If you watch my shows together, I feel like, you know, I try to make them more produced. I get dressed up to the theme. Again, you get all of the zaza with it. So I feel like I feel comfortable with the pricing. But yeah, I do think you need to charge, girl. You need to charge initially or you're not going to start making money. You have to start making money. You have to find a way to make it profitable for you to keep going. Then keep reinvesting the money. And initially, you may not charge as much, but that's also why I kept my cost of goods so motherfucking low. I was like only going to the bins. I still thrifted at like other places, but I went to the bins almost every day, and that at least helped. I only went for an hour and a half. I was not a bins girly that stayed all day. I could never do that. I went to the bins. My bin strategy had always been like go when they open. So in Miami, I think that was 8 a.m. So I'd get there at 8 a.m. and I would stay up to like 9:30. And typically by then the bins bros and people would be like rolling in. You know what I mean? The bins, yeah, the bins are the Goodwill bins. So Goodwill has these outlets. If you Google in your area, you can see the one closest to you. It's always the the Goodwill outlet, and you can pay by the pound for clothes. You can pay by the pound, so you can get as much stuff. It's in troughs, literally troughs. Look up the word trough if you don't know what I'm talking about. There are these huge troughs of clothes, shoes, home goods. It's everything. Mine are kind of divided at least of like bedding, clothes, home goods, shoes. But I've seen ones like some in Miami were literally just like slop of everything. Bitch, they're dirty as hell, wear gloves. But you can find some good shit. You can find some good shit. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, Anna Marie, the Salvation Army in Miami, never. Goodwill's in Miami, never. They be having you charge $9 for a shirt. And God forbid you find anything good. This is the tea about living in a city like Miami, too. God forbid you found anything good, they would mark it up. Like people knew, you know what I mean? Dallas here, sometimes they don't know about certain shit, you know? There's some certain shit they don't know. They don't know what Missoni looks like in the thrift. So they're charging, $6 for a Missoni top new with tags. Other places, in Miami, that would never happen. I would literally be, I know. So they will block things. Hold on. Oh, probably because you said raw dog and me. I get blocked in everyone's show. Don't worry about it. I like constantly am blocked on here or my message is muted. It kind of scares me. I feel like I'm typing on a calculator sometimes because I try to evade it. So it's like boobies with the 2 zeros. Like I just be doing too much. Girl, Morgan, that's what I say. Like you guys, sometimes I even think about now and I want to be really realistic because it's like, um, I do see a lot of people, and a lot of people message me about wanting to quit their jobs to do this. And as somebody who's done it, please, 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 God, think so carefully about it. Like, I don't think people really realize the financial anxiety that comes with it. Like, I don't know. I'm also somebody though that really, like, I don't like to be out here spending my last dollar. I used to be a past city girl, would spend all my coins, would be like, like, I don't know, I just was very flippant with money for a long time, and then after like working in the corporate world and building something up for myself, I feel like now I'm like so frugal, and it scares me. So it's very scary to be an entrepreneur because this platform is not consistent, and that's what I said in my last video. Like, please don't expect to be like quitting your job and every show you're hitting and it's like coin. Like, you're gonna, it is high highs and low lows, divas. I feel like I've had some of like my best shows, and you can really make a lot of money in a few hours in profit, which is crazy. But like, please don't think that the high highs last all the time. There's also days where, I mean, even with sourcing, it's like, at least the way I do it, and the bins is the same way. It doesn't always hit the exact same. So I think you just have to have like a very realistic diva. Ashley, I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, it's a lot. How do you keep track of who bought a mystery pull? Very good question. It numbers. So basically, you can create a quantity. Let's say you create a quality listing in the shop. So if I did the shop icon right here on my screen, it would pull up a listing, and you will see that there's a little mini quantity underneath the title of the item. You set that. So then once you start it, it'll just basically do a countdown. And the beauty of it is, if an item doesn't sell, let's say you start the auction, nobody bids, it doesn't sell, it'll still keep it at that number. So it doesn't mess up your numbering system at all. It's not like it will discount that or something. So it is really convenient. I do that with mystery pulls. It's easy. And then if I do different pricing, I basically just will use a tape. I literally use like painter's tape, so it doesn't leave anything on the clothes, like the tan painter's tape. And I'll just write like $12 number one, $12 number two. But if I only have one sale price, which I have moved towards just doing one price, it's so much easier. Like, truthfully, it's easier for you. It's easier for the customers. I feel like they just like one set price to know, like, all right, everything's, $7 starting bid, etc. But that's what I do. Girl, yes, sell your personal items. Oh my God, $40 at the bins? Huh? Oh my God. Okay, T. But still, that's what I'm saying. Yes, no, turning, like, I have video receipts, yes, but do not rely on them. Once you get fucked over by video receipts one time, you will learn your lesson. Oh my God, I've learned my lesson. Do not, and maybe the app has updated the bugs and whatever. When I first started 9 mere months ago, I relied on them, I want to say for maybe one show or maybe two shows. And if they get a bug, oh my God, or if something happens, like if somebody tries to cancel or their payment doesn't go through, it will really mess with you. So just, I wouldn't rely on it. I'm a very trust but verify person. I will use my own system of taping, and then if I have, anything weird happen, then I'll go look at the video receipt and make sure the item, etc. But for me, and it's so much easier. It expedites the process. I don't know. No, I do not write the buyer's name down. I literally will just write on the piece of tape, like if this is tape, number one, number two, number three, and I stack the clothes in increments of like 15 pieces. Mind you, I do not sell like 200, 300 items in a show. The max that I typically sell is like, oh my God, what is that? Not me finding shit on the floor. The max that I sell is like 50, maybe 60 items. So it's pretty convenient for me. I do put tape on every item. I just put it on the tag of the item. And if it's not on the tag, hello, my diva. Hi, Vic. I'll put it on like the inside collar. That's also a pro tip. Put it in the same place on every item. It really helps the process. Then you're not looking all over the damn dress to find the piece of tape. I will put it in like the right collar of a dress. I always put it on the inside. I use painter's tape because it doesn't leave residue on any item. Like, you could put painter's tape on silk and it wouldn't. Yes, I Googled all these things because I was scared, and I care about you divas. I never want to hurt you. Okay. But I find that that's easiest for me. That system works, y'all. And again, I don't spend like hours on shipping. Max 1 hour. I feel like once you have a system and you can like have it down, it's good. I don't know if you are somebody that does video receipts though, put it in the chat and let us know how long it takes and like if it helps, because I don't know, it just helps for me to keep everything organized so I know. Like, and if you have people that buy several items, it's like easiest to be like, oh, they have 7, 10, 15, and now I know what the piles are in. Like, it's just much easier, honestly. If I love what Vic's saying. If I had more racks, you guys, I would just rehang the item and just transfer it from like off the hanger on the racks, and I would do the same thing. Just tape the hanger and have like increments. You know what I mean? But I don't have enough racks right now. Which tea? If anyone has any like industrial ones, I feel like I have the OG ones that everybody starts with from Target. You know what I'm talking about? We all have the Target black and silver, and they're so rickety. Like fuck, I hate that. Yes. Okay, T. I need to ask her which one she bought. I wonder if she just got them on Amazon. But I do think that helps too. Like I've even thought to get the little, you know, the moving dots, how they'll send like a pack of dots that are like 3 different colors. You could do that for pricing too. Yes, it does. So that's the good thing about Whatnot 9 Lives, and never apologize. Like no question's a dumb question. I feel like that's like the perfect like thing about this live is we're really just sharing knowledge because there's so much about Whatnot. It's like learning a new social media and marketplace at the same time. It's so interesting. I used to work, you guys, in digital marketing for a long time after college, and one of the agencies that I worked for was actually an app marketing, like an application like these agencies. So it was really cool to see the back end of them. That's why I'm like really excited about Whatnot. It's like this is like still scratching the surface. There's really not many people at all on here. So if you think it's saturated now, baby, give it another like year or two, and I feel like we'll really start to see its peak. Like that's exciting. But no, the Whatnot does everything. They create the label for you. They create an order number for you. They create a video receipt for you. If somebody has an issue, let's say that somebody wants to return something, they can issue a claim to cancel their order. They can issue a claim to return it to you, all through Whatnot. And basically, Whatnot will send you emails and be like, "Hey, do you want to accept this? Do you not want to accept it, etc." So they make the process very easy, very easy. Okay, I need to get the double rack. Ashley, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm so fucking mad at myself, you guys, for when Forever 21 closed down. I did not get my ass to that motherfucking mall. I'm so upset. I really kicked myself because I wanted one of those big display tables. The girls that get it for shipping. You guys, I ship out of like this fucking table right here, breaking my back. I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'9". I needed one of those high. I want like a high, big square platform table, like an art table almost. That's what I'm in the mood for, and I'm gonna put it in my studio upstairs because I can't. I'm too tall to be like. I'm gonna be rickety by the time I'm like 40 if I continue at this. That's what I've seen, divas. This is the tea. This is the tea, though. How do I get it to my house? I'm like nervous that I need to get like a U-Haul. It needs to be a whole thing. That's why I'm very, and this is first world problems. So that's why I'm like, fuck, I just want to order it so they deliver it to me. Like, I don't want to have to go get it. I'm just a girl, girls. It's just me over here. I don't have a man anymore. Who's going to facilitate this? That's so bad, but it's true. I really like, honestly, we keep it real over here. I'm over it. I don't want to do any of that shit. But I do want to get a nice table. And that's why I kick myself for the Forever 21 ones because those are so custom. And the racks, you know, they have the good ass silver racks. So I'm kicking myself. I really am. I know. That's right. You get it. Because it's so annoying. I have checked Facebook Marketplace, though. You are totally. I am going to ask them to break it apart if I do get them. But I have checked Facebook Marketplace, and there are some good ones. Morgan's right, too. Like the estate sales in our area are fire. I've gotten some good furniture. Although, Morgan, have you noticed that those are also more expensive? Dallas, this is the thing. People feel like because it's Texas and it's Dallas, like, oh, I don't know, it's Texas. It's very bougie here. It's very bougie, very expensive. Like, people underestimate the amount of old money and just like that realm here. I did not realize that even when I went to like move here. It is actually really expensive. Maybe not like going out to eat and drink. I feel like that is cheaper and stuff like that and like going out to do things. But in the vintage world with what we do, it is kind of expensive. Teas go to Arlington. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Where do I need to be going? I want to go to estate sales further out. And low key, Morgan, I'm actually down to take a trip to Oklahoma City. I was telling Ashley, like, I want to go farther to thrift. I feel like I need to try the OKC bins or something like that. So if anyone's in Oklahoma City, let me know. Let me know if it's good. I also want to see my girlies' Holy Thrifts. I know they're thrift store. They're like actual brick and mortars out there. I want to see my girls. I love them. They're here on Whatnot as well. Oh my God, yeah, Chad, no, for real. Honey, where my husband at? Okay, I'm trying to see my oil bay if he's out here. But no, seriously, it's very bougie and it's honestly very pretentious. Again, I think Orlando, like I went to college in UCF. Obviously Miami's pretentious, but we had a very small, there's a small town within a town almost. It's like the Vatican. Called Winter Park. If you guys have ever been to Orlando, even to go to Disney and stuff like that, they have a small town called Winter Park. It has a private college there, etc. Very similar vibes. I feel like it's very like uppity, white picket fences. Like everybody has very much coin and stuff like that, which is beautiful. But it is like that kind of gives Dallas. Yes, Morgan is putting y'all on. That's where I find the estate sales too. I think that's where all the girls, you know, go. But I'm like trying to find one. You guys, I was telling Ashley this. I was thinking about getting a storage unit. I saw this one. Where's my computer? I'm actually about to show you guys. I love live because I can show you my computer and you guys can see it. I've never. Okay, wait. I'm like, should we all make a day trip? Is everyone in Dallas? Is everyone in Daliana? Is everyone in Daliana? I'm gonna show you the storage unit, you guys. But this is the tea. It's such a gamble, and like low-key, they're expensive. And so you have to win the bid, and then you have to obviously like clear it out, go get a U-Haul, get all this shit. But this one, hello, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Oh fuck, I don't have it pulled up. Hold on. Let me go to my history because I feel like that would be easier. But you guys, also I'm looking on. It's called Storage Treasure Auctions. If you guys want to look yourself, you can put in your. Oh my god, that's backwards. Storage Treasures is what it's called. Storage Treasures. Have you guys heard of that? Yes. Okay. I've heard it's tea. You guys. I've heard it's tea. Wait, they moved to Winter Park. Oh my god, what a small world. I love Holy Thrift too. Um, Girl, people get items everywhere. That's the thing with vintage is a lot of people will ask for like tea and where you find things and like where you source stuff from. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh my god, no, seriously, you need to look. Okay, I'm excited. Let me log in and I hope I saved it. I'm like, please God. Oh my god. Because I think it's set to go. It's set to be sold in like a few days, I want to say. I don't know. Oh my god, I hope this is my password. Crap. Oh, this is so annoying. I hate when it does like text verification. Hi, good company. Girl, or the well worn dry. Amen. That's something that I feel like I'm learning. Ashley and I have talked about this privately, but the sourcing aspect is so much fun, but you really have to scavenge. It's kind of crazy because the idea of wells running dry is so true. Like even with certain thrift stores, I feel like I'll get my OG ones and then eventually they stop hitting and you're like, wait, I've come here 2 or 3 times and I feel like it's like less good. It's almost like the thrifts are also starting to be up on the hype. I was talking about this yesterday. Have any of the girls noticed with Pinterest? You can literally shop on Pinterest now. You can thrift on Pinterest. I said this in my live yesterday, but Pinterest is doing a feature for the next month where you can literally go on Pinterest and like shop their thrift stuff. Isn't that crazy? Okay, yeah. I was like, I know some of y'all have heard of it. I saw a report about it and then I went to Pinterest to verify. That is like insane, you guys. That should tell us something. Obviously, we knew with like Urban and I want to say another company. I thought my girl, Madeline, you guys follow her from Newell Vintage, where she worked with another business. But I know Thrift Like a Girl, Jackie, our OG queen. I love her. She's working with Urban Outfitters on a collection of vintage. Like bigger companies are starting to get on the wave. That should tell us something. Yeah, like that should tell us something. So, and I think maybe people will see it as saturated or competition, but I'm like, that just brings a much larger audience. That's why I say like the time is now and whatnot. Don't be behind the curve. I feel like those that are on it now, like I almost want to relate. I have chills. I have literal chills talking about it, you guys. I almost want to relate it to like the early days of TikTok. Like, why do you think accounts like Addison's and Charlie's and etc. blew up? They were people that downloaded the app and just started posting. Like, I think you need to get on it now. I'm like literally chills talking about it. Yeah. No. Wait, what's the theory? What's the theory? I feel like they're just like realizing, okay, people pay for money. So the crazy thing is, everything is so cyclic. You guys, my last job that I quit before I started working for myself full time, I did reverse logistics. So it was literally facilitating large businesses, Walmart, Target. We worked with Bass Pro Shop, Lenovo, etc. Their returns from their customers, re-commercing it. We would either do it through like B2C, so obviously the channels that we all do, like eBay. They did live selling on like Poshmark and things like that with like JCPenney returns. People are buying it. Big companies are noticing. Instead of me having to dead weight this, is basically what you'd call it at the end of the year. Like budgets, we would basically always just call it a cost of doing business. Like all of that return goods, especially with Walmart. I'm like, could I get sued for that? I wasn't their account manager, so I hope I don't tell anyone, girls, the tea that I'm spilling, girls in chat. But like they used to just put it as a bottom line, like cost of doing business at the end of the year. Now they started saying, oh, I can recuperate this money. And they would hire businesses like ours who had the infrastructure to do that. The warehouses, the SaaS products, like we had a huge distribution basically. What was a disposition that would tell you, okay, what's the best channel to liquidate these goods on? So all the pallet buyers, et cetera, they would buy from businesses like mine that would facilitate those those palettes. It's very interesting. So it doesn't surprise me though, all that to say, it doesn't surprise me that larger companies are realizing, oh shit, all this product that we used to be able to get rid of, all this product that we used to just have to call as a cost of doing business, we can reliquidate, like we can recoup even a third of profits back for it. Okay, like money, it's money. It's greed. It's not greed, but like they're like, hey, I can actually make money off of this. So that's what I think is going to start to happen. You guys, my verification code, I can't. Okay, I'll show you the storage unit. Actually, I'll send you the storage unit. If you're that interested, I'll send it to you. But yeah, I can't get into my fucking thing. I don't remember my password. Oh my God, wait, what are you talking about? Big clearance outlets. Yes. Okay, T, I've heard Dillard's, Major T, is closing. And I've heard that even Home Goods, you guys, is closing a lot of their stores. Like a few, I want to say it was like 2023. If you guys are interested in the site that I use to like, it's not a website, it's basically sorry, I'm like, is my phone about to catch on fire? You guys are resting on a candle. Probably not the best idea. But I use this like kind of trend report. It's like in the secondhand world, if you will. If you guys are interested in it, let me know. No, girl, they're like all closing. No, I haven't gone to Dillard's or like Macy's or anything like that in so long. I'm not against it though. It's just you guys know I sell vintage, so it's like it's hard. It's hard. You know what I mean? I need to put my glasses on. I can't see shit right now. But yes, I have seen that Home Goods is closing. I just Googled recently, like store closings near me, and there's actually a lot that are closing down. I think like the economy, we already know inflation is inflationing, but it's very real right now. A lot of large businesses are closing like 20, 30, 40 stores across the nation, which is bananas. Dude, me too, girl. I'm going to be 29 this year. In fact, my birthday's next month, you guys. Oh my God. Ah! It's almost Libra season. Where are my Libras in the chat? Mm-hmm. Yes, no, girl, DM me and I'll send it to you. It's an account on Instagram that my friend Olivia put me on to, but they will just post like store closings, trend, things like that. You guys probably know this already if you watch my channels. I'm very analytical. Like I like to look at the numbers. Math has always been my favorite subject. So it's like I need to see the back end to make it make sense. And it's interesting because I do think stuff like that obviously really indicates it. Yes. Oh my God. Literally, Diva. Like, seriously, I love being a Libra. Honestly. I know that I'm loud about it. I love being a Libra. I love it. And if I could be any other sign, I saw somebody on TikTok post a video about this. What would you be if you could be any other sign? I would say Sagittarius, but that's my rising sign. And I love Sagittariuses. They're so fun. They're so lucky and vibrant. Every Sag I've known is like so cool. Hounds out of where I do love Aquariuses. A lot of my female friends, my girlies, are Aquariuses. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, is that because I already have that I thought that? I don't know. But there's a lot. There's none that I wouldn't want to be. Like I think I wouldn't want to be a Scorpio T. I'll say that. I think it's a little bit too much. Ruled by Pluto, y'all are haunted. Y'all are haunted by the ghost of Christmas past. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I actually have two stelliums. No. Yeah. I have a Leo stellium. I actually think I only have the one. Or maybe Libra. I think it's Leo and Libra. Let me put my co-star into my computer and let's get into it, girls. And it's a word. I know. I was gonna say I love Aquariuses. Dude, Aries would be crazy, especially if you were a man. That would be hilarious. An Aries man. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Girl, oh my God. You are me. I am you, Tiff. Okay. I don't know. Or like where people find like the dead stock store closings. Or even like Girl Online last night. Her show was incredible. But she found all of those items from one woman. And it's like some old woman probably out in West Palm Beach or something. Like that's the crazy part is you can find such good shit, but it's in the most random places. And I think that's also why it's like always ABS, always be sourcing. You just make connections. I have found when I was in Miami, which I feel like Britt, you said you had found her. So shout out to my girl, Fit by Britt. She found her too. I met my designer plug, Barbie, because I found her listing on estatesales.net and had screenshotted it. And then by the day of the listing, by Saturday, it had gotten taken down or something. But I have the screenshot still, so I still went. And it was just me and her there, and she had a whole warehouse of like designer vintage. So I feel like sometimes it just be like that, and it's like the universe conspires to help you out, but it takes you consistently doing it. Like it is just crazy though how it happens. I don't know how though. I don't know. I have no tricks. Like it is crazy. It is crazy. Her haul last night was bananas. Definitely. Definitely. Like I was like, oh my God, grail after grail. But that could only be from like someone's collection, like how curated it was. You know what I mean? Like it was so curated. Every piece was amazing. And I feel like that is only gonna happen when it's like someone's personal collection that they've been collecting over like years, you know? Diva, Jenna's in the chat. Literally, is consistently the key. I agree. I feel like you have to keep putting yourself out there. That's something that I was telling Ashley last night. I want to do better about. I feel like I'm good at being online and like scavenging online, but in person, I don't really talk to anybody. Like, I don't have a lot of. I don't know. I guess I don't like even in estate sales. I don't talk to anybody. I don't really like do anything. I feel like I just like get my shit and go, and I could be better about like bringing a matchbox, introducing myself, letting them know I'm interested. Closed mouths don't get fed, and that is like something I live by. So I need to put that to motherfucking practice. Okay. Yes. Where y'all grandma baddies at? Okay. Like I'm trying to buy. That's partially why I'm like looking at storage units, looking at things like that. Because not this is gonna sound horrible, but it's like older people. I feel like and things like that too. That no longer have a storage unit. Yes, right place, right time. And I think it's them being like on your side. Sometimes they want to see you win, just like that loyal worker. She sounds real cool because like sometimes they really do be hooking it up. I just think it's going frequently. That's why I really do say ABS. Like you always are just sourcing, even if it's an hour. If I'm somewhere random, I'll be like, let me just look up a thrift. And I feel like that's always when the motherfucking thrift hits. It's always when you're like out somewhere random or you had an appointment here and you're like, fuck it, let me do it. Or I'm coming from a friend's house and it's like 6:30 and I'm like, okay, let me just pop in the thrift by her house really quick on the way home. Bam. Fire grail. So it really is. And that's like sometimes the annoying part, but it is true. You kind of have to always be doing it. Like it is just I was gonna say I pretty much thrift almost every single day, but I definitely get in moods where I don't want to do it. So sometimes I have to like allow myself to rest because otherwise it gets a little bit, especially doing this full time. Like when you depend on it for your livelihood, you obviously have to do it, but then sometimes it like makes you resent doing it. That's why I also say like think long and hard about monetizing your passions and what you want to do. Like once it becomes your income, it's just a different ball game. It's just a different ball game because it's no longer just a hobby. Like now I have to pay my bills, you know? You girls get it. Let me move you closer so I can see you. So you should come. Yes. Where you're going the second week of October. Where are you guys? Oh my god. You're going to Vegas? I think Ashley told me. But just because? Or you like did you guys just plan this or is there something happening? Honestly, I've never for Tiff, my queen, I've never sold any of that sort of stuff either. And I just tell them straight up. Like, I kind of make it funny and just say I'm more like Sex in the City Y2K. I'm not really like the House Bunny or Hollister or like Bella Swan. I feel like that's a huge one. Bella Swan, Bella Swan. I'm not like a Twilight Queen. So it's just, not that I wasn't. I just wouldn't wear that stuff now and I don't sell it. So I am akin to you in that. Yes, I was gonna say, message me. I would love to do it. And I don't know. I think that is just easy to say up front, and it'll help weed out people that like don't want to come for anything. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you're looking for buyers if you want to sell on here. Yes, it's fun to like yap and hang out with people, but if you do want to do it full time, you obviously want people in the room who want what you want or who want what you have. So I just tell them, and I feel like people respect that when you're straight up. Like they all say thank you and keep it pushing, and some of them even come back and like will follow me because I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. And I do think it's actually best in my eyes to sell things you actually believe in because again, people are watching you like live sell them. If it's not something that you think is cute, people can perceive that. So I don't know. It's not like on Depop or the flop or whatever where you can just list an item and it's like even if you don't really believe in it, you're just making money off of it. I feel like live selling people don't realize that like there is an element of like conviction within the audience and how excited you are and your excitement of describing the item. Like I think people sometimes underestimate how much people can perceive online like this, especially in a live format. Like it's not an edited video. So I don't know. I just am like, that's why I pick things I like. That's why I don't do wholesale. Cause if it's ugly and I spend my money on it, I'm not going to sell it to you girls and then I'm going to be annoyed. So do what works for you, queens. So do what works for you. But you guys are doing it is like a better QVC, and you get to curate your show. You get to do your thing. Like that's the coolest part. And you get to make it. I think the ones that will be the most successful on here will be the people that make it social and shopping. Like you can have specific shows. Maybe they're like some people have game show, fun style shows. There's this girl that I first started watching when I first joined Whatnot, and she did like Mystery White Elephant and stuff like that. And she would have like it's like a game show almost, and it was so convicting. And she really did a good job. I'm sure she's still on here. But I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of different stuff like that. And that's what will be really successful is making it a show. Making it a show. I do not pick up certain things if I just don't like them. This is my rule with the thrift. When I was shopping at the bins, it was much more allowable for me to just buy things that I was kind of like, okay, it's cute. Unless I am like excited about it, I don't get it. Which is why you guys will see me in my vlog sometimes have like a full cart of clothes and then leave with 12 items. Because those are always the items it's proven time and time again that intuitively don't sell. I will sell out every item besides the three pieces that at the thrift store I said to myself, like, it's cute. And I bought them anyway. So unless I'm like excited about it, I don't do it. I won't spend my money at it unless it's like the bins or unless it's something that's like a garage sale. But even then, like I only source pieces that I'm really excited about and I really am like, oh my God, this is perfect for the collection. Now, do I pick up pieces for things outside the collection? Yes. You guys will see. If I just like an item and it's pretty, but I don't necessarily have a collection in my head that I want to launch it in, then I'll still get it and maybe I'll give it to you guys as a mystery pull. Maybe I'll create a collection around that. It's really about how many pieces I'm finding. But yeah, the more thoughtful, exactly like Ashley said, the better the shows are. And the better you are at being excited. Because then there's an authenticity of excitement. And you're like, wow, this is actually really fucking cool. I agree it's cool. Like I would wear it. And I've told you girls that before. Like my shows are really, and like Rich Girl is really meant to be like shopping my closet and just the different iterations of style. That's why I also don't sell Hollister and Abercrombie and things that I don't wear. So I don't know. I think if you want, and that's not to say you have to be that way. If you want to be the seller that's like making a lot of coin, I think there's a lot of sellers on here that just sell shit that sells. And that's a good thing too. But it depends on like the audience you want. I'm going more the social like branded route and selling. So I would rather stick to just what I like and what works for me and what aligns with what I want Rich Girl to be. Rich Girl doesn't give like Hollister and Abercrombie tops. No shade, no tea. I'm like, I feel like that sounds shady, but like I really just mean it. It's just that's not my style, and I don't think that's ever what my brand gives. So it does make it a longer process, though. I wouldn't lie. Like, there's definitely sourcing days where I'm like, should I just say fuck it and start selling modern? Like, I looked at the women's contemporary, honey, and the girls that buy a palette and, do it that way, which, again, that is still hard work. I never want to undermine, like, anybody else's hustle. But yes, I'm sometimes jealous that I could not go get a palette of 1,000 items in 1 3 hour, like for an hour away and drive home. And then like, that's my money for the week. I am so jealous of that at times, truthfully, because I am driving all over Kingdom Come here in Texas, here in the great state of Texas, to source these items and barely reach 100, as you guys see in my vlogs. But that's life. And that's also like the fun of it kind of. So I don't know. It's bifold. It's bifold. But I definitely had the thought process sometimes where I'm like, fuck it, should I just start doing like some contemporary shows and some vintage and some men's and like, girl, sometimes. Yes. Oh my God, Morgan, there's so much. If I sold new with tags, if I didn't just sell vintage, there would be a much wider market. Like there is a lot out there, especially here in Dallas, of stuff like that. I know. I was gonna say, I know you do a modern show every so often. Actually, I've seen you do a few modern shows like that, and I don't think it's bad. I feel like for some reason in my mind, it's almost just I've predicated on being just vintage. That's what I wear, and that's truly what I love. So I don't know. I think although I sometimes feel the pressure to do it, I want to remain authentic to myself and what I love. Yeah, it is very niche. And honestly, it's not, there is no lack of inventory, is the tea. I think obviously as we see like these fast fashion brands rise, it becomes harder to find. But like there's so many clothes. Like we were in fucking the height of the consumerism at that time and now. So trust me, there's no lack of inventory. I think it's the finding it and finding the gold mines. Like it really is like gold mining. Because once you do find like a huge rag house or you know what I mean? Like these land, like for me, if I found a woman that had 1,000 pieces, 1,000 pieces would last me months. I wouldn't change and starts having 300 item shows, like that's just not me. I like having smaller shows more frequently, so like that would last me a long time. So I think that like when those things happen, it does really help you, but it's not as consistent. So I don't know. It's not, I don't know. I've gone back and forth. We'll see. Maybe I'll try a modern show. Maybe I'll not. I don't know. Otherwise, though, I'll be honest, sometimes I really think like I don't know how to scale my business, and that's just from one entrepreneur to the other, girl, because it is hard. It's feel, and some weeks it's just so discouraging. Like I'm like, am I ever gonna find that many pieces, or like find a like reputable source that can help sustainably feed your business? Because that's always the hardest part. Yes, you were probably in Girl Online show. I love Mackenzie, and she's a hustler. She's in Miami too, and like honestly, I feel like that is such a good place. Like I really undervalued living in Miami, selling vintage, because there's also it's also the culture of the clothes there. Like Miami had the best Y2K going out clothes. That's why Vegas is so lit too. It's the culture that's there and the clothing culture that was there through the 70s and 80s and 90s and the early 2000s. It's always been flashy. It's always been great. They have amazing vintage in Miami. And even at the bins, the amount of designer I would find at the Miami bins is crazy. And I wonder if it's crazy now. Like, I bet you almost 2 years later, it's probably the bins is like crazy because it's small, it's not huge. I think the same thing, Morgan. I have wanted to go to Houston. I've heard Houston has much better thrifting than Dallas, actually, T. And I always feel like it's cities that are not like super bourgeois that have the best thrifting. Like, people always try to say you should thrift in rich neighborhoods. I think the opposite. I think the opposite. I thrift in like again, this like I want it to be basically the gutter, and that's where the thrifting is the best. I probably should say the gutter, but you guys get what I'm saying. See, that's what I would say. And honestly, this is the gag though, Ashley, is it's always good, like to save anything from the thrift. That's what I have to get over. It's like you need to not be, I think I could get so like, it's not vintage, it's not this. It's like you're saving it from a landfill either way, you know? Yes. Oh my God. Wait, I'm so jealous of you. Stop. Do I need to go to Denver? I've heard Arizona thrift is also really fire. And that I'm like, I'm totally here for. I think you just have to expand. Like you're constantly go. I would love to travel and thrift more. It's not really possible. The period. It's not really possible yet, but still, like I would love to travel more and thrift like around even just the US. Because low key, I feel like we have some really amazing thrift here. Like, yes, people love Euro thrift, but I'm gonna stand that USA thrift. USA Y2K thrift is my favorite stuff. Like that's my favorite shit to thrift. No offense to the Euro queens. I know that Euro has good Euro. I know that Euro has good Euro, whatever I'm saying. I know. Actually, I will watch your hauls. Girl, I feel like the Midwest has the best. When I visit my grandmother in Indiana, always hits. Like even her bins. And you guys just have like nobody that goes like I don't know. I feel like even your bins are so much less crowded. Like I'll look at my videos and I'm like, people are literally like 2 rows deep at the same bin digging over each other. But you guys have like pretty spaced out bins. Like it doesn't look crazy. You guys are really yes, 1000%. Chad is so right in that. This is like the preseason, and this is like the best time to establish yourself. And you guys are doing just that. It's only continuing to go up from here. And as like the usership grows on the app, that's why I think it is a good thing that the bigger companies are coming behind us and like starting to do their own things. Obviously, I think that other like you see Poshmark live now. I'm sure that they're just gonna end up being Depop live if there's not already. I haven't been on Depop in like over a year, but like I don't know if that stuff's there yet. But like we're gonna start to see live selling proliferating on other platforms too. And low-key, Gary Vee was ahead of all of this. Like he was preaching this last year. And I low-key wish I listened and got on Whatnot then. I still think I got on in great timing. Like everything has come to be in perfect timing, but I don't know. I do think that it's gonna continuously outroll. The Midwest has the best thrift. I know, girl. Like it pisses me off. I need to go through like a vein. I'm definitely gonna come see Chad and Ashley. And I think that that is like fab. Just doing stuff like that fills my cup. I think that's such a beautiful, like the fact that we could do that is even so much cooler. But yes, I do need to come to the Midwest because I think that's also partially why it's so hard for me. It's just being in a big city. I've always lived in a big city for the last like 7 years, you know? Like in Orlando, thrifting was amazing and it was a smaller city, or at least like smaller in theory compared to Miami and Dallas. Dallas Fort Worth is much bigger than I ever thought. Like Dallas Fort Worth is so huge. I never realized how many people really live here. Um, okay, period. Wait, you're from Chicago? I've thought about moving to Chicago before. I love Chicago. And I feel like the Midwest, like, oh, shout out Midwest Cowgirl, hi Queen. We're talking about how thrifting is fire in the Midwest. But yes, I feel like Wisconsin, any of those, girl, was Wisconsin, stand up. Wisconsin, oh my God. Michigan, Indiana, like all of those, but I feel like that whole vein everywhere. There's just such good thrift. And maybe because there's just less people. I really believe that. Like I genuinely believe that. And that is obviously no shade, no tea to y'all, but I do think it's just it's not as many, it's not maybe as competitive, and people are just like kind-hearted. There's also a lot of older people. I'll be honest. The garage sales, hello, in Michigan alone. My ex is from Michigan and his family, so we would like go up there to visit them and stuff. And his mother and his brother actually both really love to thrift too. And so we would all go together, but they have like everybody selling things for like 50 cents there. Like, what the fuck? People in Dallas are selling things like $10 minimum at their garage sale. I'm like, I've had a bitch fight me $15 over a pair of shoes. $15 talking about here. So, girl, y'all have it real good. He's from Holland, Michigan. So it's like an hour out of Grand Rapids. And his family, yes, is Dutch. I feel like everybody in that area, hence why it's called Holland, Michigan, is Dutch. But yeah, that's where his family has been from for forever. Then they moved to Tennessee, then they moved to Florida. Really? Oh my, what a small world. I still can't believe you guys are also living in Michigan. Like, also the cold. Hello, the snow. Oh my God. But the food, that's not talked about. At least in Holland, I was like so shocked. There's so much good food there. Like, Dutch food is so delicious. I've actually been to the Netherlands before, but the food there will take you back. It's like being in the Netherlands. Like, I don't know, it's just good. Mm. Okay, keepsake collective girl. My mom is not that. I'm so jealous of the girls that have like a mom who loved to shop and was like a baddie like that. My mom was not like that. My mom was a baddie. Don't get it confused. But my mom hates shopping. She never liked to wear makeup. Like my mom was not that not a girly girl, which is why I think I'm more of a girly girl. Like I cannot wait. If I don't have a daughter, I will cry. Like if I'm one of the ones that just have sons, I'm not giving any of you bitches my things. That's what I'll say. Like I was talking to my friend Max about this yesterday about people that get married and like don't no closet to go through, nothing to inherit. It's devastating. I lie. My grandmother, my dad's mom, is very Beaujolais and she like loves to thrift. She has turned a whole room in her basement into it, so I could get stuff from her, but my mother definitely not. Definitely not. But I was telling my friend Max, like, if you have, so he is one of three boys. His mom only has sons. And I'm like, okay, is your mom gonna let you propose with one of her like vintage rings, like her grandmother's rings? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, but what if you get divorced? Like, do you ask the person for it back? I'm asking for it back. That's my family. If I was the man, like that's my family's vintage ring. And I said, if I was a mom and had three boys, I feel like I would put in my son's like, I don't know, he'd have to put in like a prenup. Like, if something happens, you have to give me back like my mother's ring, because that's crazy. That's crazy. I would be devastated if it was like my grandmother's thing. But that's why I say, like, please God, you hear me. I don't want only sons. No shade to the men, but like I can't. I feel like I need to have a daughter. Where else will all this fab go? Where else will the fab go? I don't know. My mom is worse than me. I'm screaming. See, that is so cute. Oh my God. Anna, that is like exactly what I will do. Like, I'm the crazy person that's like thrifting baby clothes, and I'm not even in a relationship. So I'm like, and does that make me Delulu? I don't know. What does that now say about me? I, Chad, are you from Michigan? I feel like everybody from the Midwest, even my first ex, his family was from Ohio, also three boys. What is it about boys in the Midwest? I feel like every like man that I know from the Midwest has all brothers. Oh my God, with my mom's ring that my dad got her when I was born. That's what I'm saying. That is beautiful. And it's like your family's ring. I think that's really, really beautiful. Like so cute. Oh my God. I'm excited. Oh my God, Morgan. One, I also thought you were married. Is he your BF or your fiance? Maybe you're engaged. Dude, honestly, I don't know. I'm manifesting a girl through clothes as well, diva. Me too. No shade to the boys. Again, I would love to like have a son, just one though, because I've seen people's videos on boys and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know, I don't have the patience, but maybe that's what they need is like no patience, where it's like sit down and shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Like some people's boys are like like it's a lot. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm definitely like, you see some moms where they just beat down and you're like, oh hell no, I'm not, I'm sorry. That's yeah, no, 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 no. Y'all not running this house. Okay, I'm a woman and you're gonna treat me as such. I've seen no shade, no tea to some boy moms that I know, but like they be letting their sons do too much. You're not farting in front of me. You're not burping in front of me. You're not doing XYZ. Like this isn't cute. That's not, I don't think so. Yeah, love my nephews down. I love them too. Yes, I was like, I have two nephews as well. And oh, not me creating a clip. Oh no. I am loving that, but I don't know. I don't want several. I don't even know if I want like several kids, y'all. Maybe I'll be one and done. I'm a firm believer that women get like maybe after your first pregnancy you decide. Like my sister has done one and done, and I don't know if she'll have any other kids. Like I think you have to get pregnant first and then it'll really let you know if you want to do it again. Like it's all cute in theory. Right now I'm like, I want 3 kids. We'll see what that looks like in theory, Like we'll see. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Could I be the chic, like, hot aunt who has like one and done at 40? You know what I mean? Like, I also am only 28 years old. And I feel like so many people will look at it and be like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm going to be 29. I feel like that is so young to like commit your life to having a kid. Do I have Peter Pan syndrome? I don't know. That's not what we're talking about here. That's scary. Like, that's so scary to me. That's forever, ever, as they say. Forever, ever, forever, ever. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. I know, Ashley, and you have your cute little pay. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's like chic to have a cutie little daughter. You have your bae. Like, that's one and done is looking real cute. I have two, and my son has aged me. That's what I'm saying. Sons are like scary. The ones that I've seen, even my sister, I have an older stepsister who has 6 kids, y'all. I know. I don't want to, like, that's crazy to me, but she has 2 sons. And her sons are just rough and tumble. Like, I think that's just boys. I've yet to meet like a boy who's just like sweet and shy and docile. You know what I mean? Like, they be crazy. They're like real, real crazy, real rough, and they want to like body slam you and stuff. And that I'm like, okay, we can play makeup and things, but I don't want to body slam. My older brother's a demon from hell. I'm screaming, literally. So are my brothers. Like I have 2 stepbrothers, and I'm like, they were not like we're not close. Y'all are crazy for real. Boys just, and I feel bad because I do think part of it is societal. Boys just are not socialized to accept their emotions, and I'm telling you, like they just get delulu. They get delulu if they don't have like a passion or a purpose. This is why I also say never date a man that's unhappy in his life. If you have a man that's like stressed about his job, he hates it. He constantly thinks he's fat. He thinks he's whatever. Run, bitch. Because I feel like when a man specifically is unhappy in his life, it really permeates to other places. Like he has to be happy within himself and his life. Otherwise, bitch, he will drag you down like a motherfucking weight. I think that's scary. So scary. Now we preaching. Ooh, now we preaching. Oh my God, Morgan, really? Is he a Pisces sun too? Because you're Cancer. Pisces and Cancer siblings. That's either gonna be besties or at odds. At odds. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Wait, Danny, I've also always said I want twins too. And specifically like a boy and a girl, that is my sort of one and done. Okay. But I do have a set of cousins that are twins. And yeah, my aunt had them at 43 years old too. So she was older. Her and my uncle went through IVF to get them. And I think that that is so cutie. Like, I think that that is so cutie, but they said it is like hard as hell for like 2 years, which I'm like, isn't it hard as hell to have a kid for 2 years anyway? It's all hard. I'd rather not have to do it twice is my thought process. Like, let me thug it out one time with these 2 kids, me and my husband tag team. Don't look at me. You don't, like let's just do our thing. Let me just do it once. And then once they grow up, it's like so cutie. But it's also like dually as expensive, you know your body, like the amount that your body has to go through to hold twins makes me want to throw up. Like, honestly, I've said this before on my stream. I have no interest in being pregnant. That's like the crazy part. I want to have a baby and like see what my genetics would look like with whoever my husband's going to be. But like the idea of being pregnant really is scarier to me than like giving birth. I don't know why. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, it's not about giving birth and it's not about being a mom. I've always known I wanted to be a mom, but the process of like being pregnant, your body changing, your like hormonal chemistry changing, like even it even scares me to like this is gonna be real, you guys, but like it even scares me that like my relationship with my husband could change and like that I, can't control that. That like, by like chemically I could start to think about him differently or like like that scares me. And I started to dislike a lot of videos about postpartum on TikTok because it was like reinstating that fear in me that I'm like, oh my God, like it's gonna be horrible and like postpartum and things like that. It's like so scared. Like like that stuff scares me. So I had to stop really feeding into it because I was starting to get really just fearful that like, oh my God, all this stuff would change. And like, what if like I end up not loving my husband, then I'm a single mom, then I'm doing this by myself. And then I'm like, that's where my brain goes. You guys, I'm an air sign. I'm thinking all angles at all points. It's a lot. It's a lot too much. Yeah. Right. Like Morgan, I'm like averse to being pregnant. Oh my God. Yes, Keepsake Collective. Thank you for saying that because I do feel like a lot of people are getting more with the no. And I do think that that's important. Like, especially now, I'm so proud to be somebody who's older. Like, I've broken that generational curse in my family. My mom, my sister, my stepsister, they all had kids 20, 22, 23, like not married, just making decisions, obviously, in your life. And obviously, like, things happen. And even if you're married, like, things can fall apart. But I'm glad I waited. I feel like more than anything, if you don't know yourself and what you really want, especially as a woman, like we're so taught that it's like marriage and kids and you do this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, take a moment, take years to sit with yourself and like decide, do I really want that for the rest of my life? Do I really want that with like this person? So I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush to get married. I'm not in a rush to have a child. Thank God science is on my side. If I want to be fucking 45 and have a baby, I'll do it then, you know? Same thing with getting married. That's why I used to really believe like, and I would get asked this a lot in my relationship because my boyfriend was 11 years older, like, you guys don't want to get married, you've been dating for almost 7 years, 6 years. And I'm like, if that's the case, like there's no rush, you know. I don't think that you should be like, there are things I would do differently, but I don't think that you should be so in a rush to get married. It's like, be very sure you're on the same page. I feel like we had so many conversations about like marriage and what that meant and what we wanted and like what would our prenup look like you have to have a lot of ugly combos, I think, before that even comes into your sphere and realize this is a person I can have these like uncomfortable kind of ugly, not cute combos about money and kids and what will that look like dividing, it's a lot. Girl, Tiff, I ask my sister that all the time. My sister would always want me to feel her belly and stuff. I'm like, ugh, I don't like that. Like, I'm like, doesn't that feel weird? Like, what if it's like pulling on one of your intestines? Like, is freaking out? She's like, it's in a sack, bitch. I'm like, I don't know. What if it breaks out of the sack? Like, I don't know. I do not know. Would you have a baby, Danny, by yourself? Is that what you mean by saying that? I don't know. You let me know. Yes, wait, that is so important. That's beautiful that you do work, my love. Like, Bobby, I love seeing that. I had a old neighbor that was like a lactation consultant and like a postpartum kind of counselor and stuff like that. So she did kind of an ensuite of things. And I don't know, I think that's just important. Like a lot of people, I know postpartum is now getting more and more talked about, which is a beautiful thing, but it is like scarier, I think, than people really imagine. Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say, Chad's cool over here. Is anyone saying anything to Chad? Because you better not be. Yes. Yes, and I agree with what you said also as well, Chad, about the men thing. I feel like that there's not a lot of men sometimes understand it. Like even I'll say this, guys, I have some friends that are men that have had kids and since gone on to have kids, etc. And even sometimes talking to them, because obviously like they're my friends. I don't know their like girlfriends or, baby mamas, whatever. So I'll talk to them about their experience from the male perspective, like having a kid, going through that process, whatever. And it's just so vastly different. Like it's interesting to see how much as a man you just like don't really know until it's there and happening. And there's not necessarily a lot of resources for that to like be as supportive. And I know sometimes we like shit on men for that, but it's like where are like their communal resources around like being a good supportive partner during postpartum? Like how do you do that? I don't know. So it's cool to see though that there are men who love being dads. Like even I've told you guys before, I have an ex that's a Capricorn. I always just say my Capricorn ex. My Capricorn ex has a daughter now, and it's so cool to see him be a dad and fulfill that role. I've always known he'd be like a wonderful dad, but to see the resources that he's like been able to find and just like the things that he's had to learn through going through that, it's like really a learning curve, which is kind of scary. So I'm like, if you think about it, if it's such a learning curve for men, it's like, oh my God, for women, it's probably even crazier. Girl, there's just a lot of anxiety about everything. Your body, everything changes. I sometimes think about how like my body will never be the same. Like a lot of women say that, like your body is never the same. You're never the same. I don't know why that gives me anxiety. I'm like, wait, I like myself now. I like how happy and like jovial I am. I'm like, I like how my body looks. Like, I don't know. That's the stuff that scares me, where it's like pregnancy just changes all that. And then you have a baby and then you're just like, you have to deal with it. I don't know. So there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Yes. Okay. So Keepsake Collective, that's very real. And thank you for saying that because I think that's not talked about enough. A lot of people think it lasts like the 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. My sister had the same thing. My sister was like, without spilling her tea or saying too much on her behalf, like she really struggled with a lot of postpartum until my niece was like the same age. I would say like 1.5, 2. And it was really real and it was really sad. Like she was very depressed. She didn't want to leave the house. And then at a certain point, because my sister was a stay-at-home kind of like mom before, I guess. Like while she was pregnant, she stayed at home. She didn't have to work. So she was always alone and with herself because obviously her husband was like at work. So I think when you have to stay home then after the hospital with the baby as well, she got very depressed, like being in the house alone. And at certain points I was just like with her all the time because I was so afraid that if she was just by herself for real, not that she would do something to herself, but that or like my niece, but that she would just I don't know, like fall deeper into that. It was like the scariest I've ever seen my sister, if I'm being really real. So it really I think there's not a lot talked about that, how you're kind of forced to stay home and like be by yourself. It's really and I don't know. I think unless you have like family members like my mom and me and whatever that like can see it, you're kind of just like there by yourself, you know? Like that's the unfortunate part too, is like paternity leave is only a recent thing. Like a lot of these mothers have had to stay home by themselves while their partner, if they have a partner, goes to work and they can't be home with the baby. Like you're there alone, talking to nobody, dealing with, there's a lot of that. So it's really sad to see. Yeah. See, that's what I think is so beautiful too. Ashley is like you aren't the same, but it hopefully builds you back in a better way. And that's kind of how I have to look at it. Like I have to look at it. I have to look at it because I feel like otherwise you can get really like, like scared. And I try not to come at it with a scarcity mindset. I know that there's not scarcity. I know that like it's a beautiful thing and it will happen in the timing when it's meant to happen and all the things. But the experience, like if I just think about it, I don't know. It just freaks me out. I've never looked at like, yeah. Yes, Morgan, I've also like struggled with that too in my own life where sometimes I'm just like, I have always wanted to be a mom, but then there's times where it's like the practicality of like, okay, I'm really gonna do this. And like you really have to recenter your life. And a lot of it for me, I know that some people like Danny, you would be fine doing this alone. I've never wanted to do it alone. Like I genuinely would not be somebody if I didn't meet someone that I wanted to like make a father and like add to our lives and really like we had extra love to give and pour into this like beautiful child. I wouldn't do it. I would just be married. Like I don't know. So I guess I'm still somebody who's very like 50-50 about it. Like, I don't know. I don't think my life would be necessarily any less. And I realize that speaking from a place too where like I've had a lot of people in my life tell me like I don't want you to miss out on it. Like you've always wanted this or whatever. And even my Capricorn ex with the kid will say that. Like and I just don't want you to miss out on something. Like I want you to like, have that. And I'm like, but you say that from a place now as you have that child. Like, of course, you now know what you're missing. When you don't have a kid, you don't know what you're missing, you know? Like, I don't have that same sense that you have because I've just not gone through that. So it's a different, like, balance. It's very interesting. Having kids is complex. Like, it's a very complex thing to talk about. And sometimes I almost feel like uncomfortable to talk about it because I don't want to offend anyone. But in reality, it's like you really do just have to do what's best for your life. Literally. Yes, literally. Making the village collectively because it does take a lot and I feel like we're all too fragmented right now and that's also something I'd really have to think about. Like I don't have a village by me. I don't know who I'll marry and what will go on in that sake, but like my parents don't live near me. My sister lives in California. Like what's the reality of what that looks like? And watching your kids and paying for your kids. I know people that pay like my rent and daycare every month, which is crazy. Like that is even unfathomable at points because it's like, okay, at what point is it like that's why you see people one person staying home to just watch the damn kids because it's like a salary at that point. Like who makes more and who has to stay home? It's a lot. It's a lot to think about and it does stress me out. But I do think kind of back and forth on like what I really want it to look like. But it would need to be a commune, girls. And I will be like above the age of 35, I feel like, or like around, later 30s. And I'm becoming so okay with that. Like that actually makes me giddy to think about. That makes me giddy. I'm not ready to like stay at home yet. Not that I would like I feel like I would be the person that brings my kid everywhere because it's like what are we doing here? Like you got to get on the train. You got to join this life of ours. All right? I'm not going to be the person that like doesn't let people hold their baby or like bring their baby anywhere. That's just not my vibe. I'm not like that. I'm not a granola mom and I don't know if any of you in the chat are. I don't mean to offend you. That's just not me. Like I'm sorry. It's not. It's not. Mm. Oh my God, divas. Okay, what is anyone doing this weekend though? T. I'm doing nothing. Morgan, as you know, the weather is perfectly overcast. It's like rainy. It's kind of chilly in Dallas. Chilly meaning it's like 80 degrees instead of 100 degrees. So I'm here for it, divas. Like I'm gonna be inside. I do need to go thrifting as well. Where are you going? I saw that it's Labor Day on Monday, which is crazy. I feel like I forget stuff like that since I don't have a corporate job anymore. But like, like if I didn't have Monday off, I wouldn't remember it. But yes, apparently Monday is Labor Day, and there's gonna be a lot of good sales. There's gonna be a lot of good sales. I'm excited. So I might do something like that. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. But otherwise, like I love when it's like overcast and you can stay inside. I'm like, I want to stay in. I want to say, and this is how blind I am, you guys. Even from here to my phone, which you can see, we're not that far away. I cannot see. I'm so blind. Ugh. Honestly, weekends could be good for shows. I feel like weekends could be really good, and even night times. Like I go live during the day because that's how I started, and I feel like there's less saturation. I also find like I don't know, it's better consistent buyership, but it doesn't mean that you can't experiment. I tell everybody experiment. I've had weekend shows like Sunday afternoons are really good. I just try to think about like when are people out and about versus when are people maybe like at home chilling whatever, but like I think weekend nights are really good. And then Sunday, like afternoons are really good. Yes. Okay, wait. I was gonna say I like Haltom City Thrift, and there's two of them that are really good on the Fort Worth side. When I lived in South Lake Morgan, I feel like I went over to Fort Worth more. Now from my current house in Addison, it's like over an hour to get there because I used to go to that family thrift outlet out there too. But I don't know, the digging at that shit is just not for me. We have a thrift there, you guys. Everything is like 25 cents, 50 cents, like a dollar. Like everything's so cheap. But everything is together. It's almost like the bins, but it's on racks. You know what I mean? And there's people everywhere that my biggest fucking pet peeve in the thrift is people that make it a mess. If you knock a shirt off the hanger, put it back on the hanger. Like if don't let it on the floor, and it is like an animal. It's like a zoo in there. So good deals, crazy environment. Crazy motherfucking environment. Literally. Yes, do your first show, dude. Thank you for saying that. I really like sometimes you guys say the nicest things and I'm like inspiring. I feel like I'm like thugging it out and crying half the time, but thank you for saying that. Um, you are going to do a Sunday show. Yes. Yes, and especially on a long weekend, like everybody should be going live Sunday. Everybody go live Monday. Like I'm gonna go live on Monday, per usual. So I think it's good. I always will say, I always think it's best to have a set schedule and then just honor that because people will come back at the same, like almost like television. People like knowing when their show's on, but sprinkle in like opportunity shows too. Like even this show today was random. I might go live later today and do a little mini curated show because I only have like maybe 20 pieces, but I'm like, fuck it. I don't really have a collection set for it. I don't even have a show saved for it. It was just like a kind of a random curation of pieces I was finding. So I might just do like a mini show later. But yeah, I would just say have a set schedule and then add to that. Yes. Oh my God. Wait. Okay. T. Chad, I think that is a really good idea. I've thought of almost something similar as well, where we have different types of shows, but we get more of a schedule within the whatnot community. I think it would be harder to achieve than we think, though, because so many people put like TBD shows and stuff like that. And it irks me so much. I don't know. I hate that. I get that maybe you don't know when a show's going to be, but like, why put 7 different, like, bookmark this TBD shows? And right now, if you look in the categories, it is so hard to know when shows are actually going to be on or like the shows that are on. It's like annoying AF sometimes. It's hard to find like what you're looking for, but I would love to do something like that. I've thought even of putting like a raid train together, but it's a raid train of different shows. So like for example, it's not one common theme. It's just sellers. And like let's say I start with more of the types of shows that I do, like dark and sexy feminine. Then maybe I would raid Ashley, who then has more of boho and fairy items. Ashley could then raid Bobby, who also has like good, like almost more based on the seller, less on a theme. Cause I do like the raid trains, but I do feel like I don't know. If you're more on like the personality side, I like that more. It's like I almost want to make it more predicated on the seller versus like a theme. I don't know. I think that would be so fun. Yes, girl. That's what I'm saying. My diva. Like it is so annoying because they don't put it in the description and then it's also like then there's like blocks and blocks of shows that are not happening on your feed. So if you're going to look like that's why I always tell people it really doesn't matter how many people bookmark, especially because a lot of people who create shows don't go live. And you'll notice that if you constantly are like looking at the show schedules. There's so many people that create shows and don't go live. Like a lot. That's what a majority of them are old shows or shows that are like supposed to go live that never went live and then eventually whatnot will let the show fall off as the timing deepens. But yeah, a lot of them are TBD. I wish they had rules around it or like something I don't know, like penalties for it because I do think it just clogs the feed, but they'll figure it out. Like it'll come with time. Yes, and we can support one another. And then it's like, oh, cool, I get to see my favorite sellers in tandem. Like, okay, I want to yap with like these girlies, and I like the stuff that they find. So I think something like that would be fun. I also think just doing shorter raid trains more frequently would be better. I don't like when they're super long. I think that it kind of ends up falling off. Like we kind of have to accustom or acclimate, excuse me, to the attention spans right now. Like I don't know. Like even with YouTube, I announced this in my TikTok that I just posted that I'm going to come back on YouTube, but I'm going to post videos that are like 20 to 25, 30 minutes long. Before I used to post like hour-long story times and yap, which if you don't know, find my YouTube. It's exactly my name. You can find the link in my bio. But it I think I'm going to shorten them and I feel like that would be good. Yes. Show a movie about witches. Okay, I like that. I like that. I feel like, oh my God, I've never done a raid train where I coordinated, but I can only imagine. I know Vixens does them and it's, girl, it's a lot. It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot, but I am down. It's just for a raid train, especially when there's specific themes, and why I said no to my last raid train is like it gets hard to really find the niche in a certain amount of time. Like you really have to give yourself time to find really good pieces for such a niche thing, which is why I like if it was just like on sellers, you know? Like I like if it was just like a seller that you wanted to watch and then see their pieces. Or like one seller did tops, one did bottoms. Like if we did an outfit raid train, I think that would be really cool to where they could buy different pieces from different sellers to create outfits. Like I don't know, I just that's how my brain works. I want it to look different. I feel like everything, no shade, no tea, but I feel like a lot on Whatnot right now is like no, I don't want to use the word copying. Is just replicating the same content that we see, and I'm like we can do different stuff. Like it's all new right now. I think that'll be like one of the ones. Let me write that down so I don't forget. But I do think that's a really good idea. I won't forget it. It'll be in my brain. I like the outfit retrainer. Just like, I don't know, different things, different things. That's what I try to do with my shows. We did the TV shows. I think that's kind of getting played out now. So I think I'm going to change to something different, but I'm trying to just think of different ideas that like keep it fun and exciting while incorporating the show element. Because sometimes I forget about it. Like I like to yap and I like us to do this too. But I want to try to make my shows a bit more engaging. Not quite sure how. We'll have to figure that out. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. And I've thought even about making like the giveaways more fun, like making it more of a show. Maybe we'll do I'm gonna do something towards Christmas, almost similar to like the 12 days of Christmas vibe. But I think that would be really fun, like just doing more surprises and more things like that. But again, it's kind of like a time cost equivalent. So you do have to, as a seller, like think about that where it's like, I have to figure out how I'm gonna do this and like make it, makes sense, girls. Makes sense. But I'm excited. I just don't really do a lot of like raid trainer community things, and I do think we could do more of them. Even like Whatnot community events. I hope they start doing like Whatnot meetups and stuff like that. I think obviously as the app grows, they will, but I don't really know. I have said this before. I just want them to work with me. Like, damn, I want a Whatnot feature. Hello, Whatnot, call me. I'm putting it out into the universe. I love the stuff that they do. I feel like it's so cool the content that they make with even like our girl, my girl Palmer's pre-love. She did a thing with Whatnot recently. Shout out to our diva. So stuff like that I just think would be cool. More opportunities in that space. Um, but we'll see, girls. I still have to give myself patience. Sometimes it's only been 9 months. And that's why when people are like, I've had 2 shows and it didn't go well, I'm like, baby, tap in, tap in. It'll take time. And that's something I preach to myself. Like, I'm an Aries moon, guys. I'm so impatient. I have like all fire placements. Patience is not my virtue. So I have to be patient and just keep showing up and know that it will unfold in the timing it's meant to. So please learn from me. Mm. Literally, thank you for saying that because sometimes I'm like, but it's the craziest videos that you don't expect. I posted a video last night because I was frustrated about just certain people in my real life that I feel like don't support me as loudly and, as much as I would want to support them. Why is that video doing numbers? Almost 3,000 views, like over 600 likes. I'm like, huh? It's like a video of me literally like in my robe on the couch talking shit. So it's always the content that you never know. It's always the content that you never know, and that's kind of why I just post. I just post. I look ugly in half my vlogs. I look a mess. And if I let how I looked and it looking and whatever do that, I wouldn't be growing at the rate I'm growing. So I just have to keep that in my mentality and be like, girl, just post the shit. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, wow, we really posted this online. You're fresh out of bed. I love the claw clip, the hair. I'm a mess. But that's my real life, and that's why I like it. Like that's why I feel like easy for me to make content because it is literally my real life. I don't try to be anyone I'm not. I'm not actually rich. I don't. I'm just a girl trying to get the bag, trying to create a life that she enjoys. Amen, girl. Oh my God, it's 1,000% because other people feel the same, but it's also because people like seeing real people. You know, I don't just come on here and show the shows that I make $800 or, you know, like me going out to bougie things and whatever. I show myself also like staying in and not spending any money and the shows that I make $200 and, you know, I was grinding. So I think that's why people really want authenticity now. And that's why I took that route. Like, I feel like that's the route to go versus I'll see other creators where it's like what I made in a show only, or how much things sold for, or whatever. And it's maybe not showing the opposite pendulum side. Ooh, I like the childhood curation. That's actually a really good idea, Chad. That is a really good idea. Yeah, oh my God, dude, Morgan, that like kills me. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God. It's crazy to see. If I'm being really honest with you guys, I'm not a famous person. I'm not somebody who like has any of those things. But it is crazy to see that when you get even a taste of notoriety or just like any, you know, people wanting to see you, people wanting to watch you or whatever, I do feel like people who will not put themselves out there do start to get like weird or I don't know. And then they are lurkers. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand a friend that won't like your videos or won't comment, but it's like you watch and you sit and like obviously with what we do, it's like you won't buy from my store. I've had my close friends do that, like purchase for me and stuff like that. But I don't know, just other people. It's very odd. It's very, very odd. Um, yeah, people definitely do be acting famous on here, which is a little bit weird to me. But I don't know. I think that it can go to your head. If you have a lot of people watching you or people buying from you or whatever, I think sometimes people like let it be something that it's not. And in reality, it's like, all right. It is cool though. Like it's cool to have people know who you are, like your personality, etc. But you can't, I mean, I think you still have to have like humility with that. At the end of the day, everybody's a person. That's why I don't believe in praising celebrities or people with money. It's like, the only thing that separates them is that a lot of people know them. At the end of the day, everybody is still people. This is also, ooh, I was getting passionate. This is also why I believe that, like, at the end of the day, money is not the root of evil. It just exacerbates what's already underneath. I was journaling about this the other day because I was talking about people that win the lottery and, like, you know, they spend all their money and they do XYZ or they don't help their family and whatever. And it's like, those people were always like that. They just got a lump sum of money to really show their true character underneath. Like it just highlights those things. So I don't know. I think you kind of have to work on the root of the person that you are. Yeah, it's very crazy. I think that you start to realize like, oh, okay, maybe you're not supportive. People want to support you until you do better than them, or until you grow quicker than them, or until you like have some sort of downfall. And that's why I also think it's important to like realize that it's not coming from your audience. Like I don't let validation come from you guys, good or bad. I don't let validation come from anyone outside myself. So I think that's an important piece to the puzzle too. It's like, yes, it's nice to have people build you up, but if you give them the power to build you up, they can tear you down. So it's nice when people say they love my content. It's nice when people say that they, you know, love XYZ. And I love that. And I'm appreciative and grateful that people see that and recognize that in me, but it's not what feeds me. Like it's not what makes me feel seen and validated. I give that to myself, and I think that's an important thing because then it's like you're also uncancelable in a way. um yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think people take it seriously though until you're doing it. People didn't take Rich Girl Vintage, my business, seriously until I was doing it full time by myself. And then it was like, oh, like you pay your bills doing this, you make money, like you live alone doing this, and you make enough money to like do XYZ. Then they wanted to support. That's then I would see them pop into my shows or ask me what I was doing or ask me if they could collab with me. Like, oh, well, I have clothes, like could I, if I could you sell some clothes for me? No, like that's not how it works. So I would say more of that. Like, oh, if you're interested, like I have these clothes and like maybe you could sell them and I could get like almost consignment. Like I would get a commission and they would get money from it. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like I think people will again almost not like you because you had the gall to go after what you really wanted. And that just means that they're not meant for you. But that is extremely painful to accept. Like I've had a lot of long-term friends that I've decided to part ways with in the last like year and a half, and that is so hard as somebody who like values relationships and values just long term. Like I am somebody who has long term friendships, 5 plus 10 plus years. So to kiss some of those goodbye is extremely painful for me, but it's like I feel like, I gotta choose me, Lucius. I gotta choose me. And I don't play about me. And that's just, I think something people need to stand on business more. And that's where that video came from. Like, I don't play about myself, you know? I don't play about myself. So if you don't want to support me, you don't get the joy of feeling the warmth of this anymore. Because I am the friend, and any person I feel like that knows me, but also even like tangentially knows me. I'm commenting on your photos. I'm liking. I'm reposting your video. I'm, giving you love in your live. Like, I'm just not a hater. That's never been me. Period. And it wouldn't ever be me because I don't believe in that. Like, I don't understand that. I don't think anyone winning is ever going to take away from me winning. Like, you having yours doesn't take away from mine because it's not from the same pile. Like, it's different. So I don't get it. But yes, I don't think a lot of people have that in that mentality, and it shows. So when you start to grow, it's almost like it becomes an absence of their growth, and that's not true. Like, at the end of the day. Yeah. Oh my God, for sure, Tiff. Or like they'll say they're rooting for you and then they don't actually show up. Like, I've had plenty of girlfriends that are women that could shop my clothes, that could do it, that don't. And I have had the two or three that do, and that makes it all that better. Where it's like, see, there are some real ones that will show up, that will put their card down, that know me in real life, that have seen me and grinded with me and been my friend, and I've cried on your shoulder, literally. Like, you've done that. And I think that's important. Girl, my mom and my sister haven't bought for me either. My mom and my sister haven't bought for me. I'm not talking about those bitches. No, I'm kidding. I also love my mom and my sister, but like, they're not on here doing that. They're not on here purchasing, but my friends have. My mom doesn't even use the internet though, really. Like, my mom is not that she's like inept and can't use the internet, but she's like not online shopping. Y'all know she's not a fashionista. So it's really my sister that I have to go after. But it is true. I think it's just a sweet, like, it's a sweet spot. It's just something that you have to really think about. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. I agree. It makes me sad too. It's like you couldn't even do stuff for free, like download the app or like my video. I'll see you in the watches. And that's part of social media too that I didn't add in the video. We really shouldn't be able to have so much visibility of who's watching and how they're watching. Hi Diva, and like who's looking at whatever. We would have never known these things years ago. But now that we do have that ability to see that, it's like, wouldn't you be more aware of it? Like, I don't know. I don't scroll past my friends' things, and like, even if it's like, even if I don't watch your video, if I know you and it's like my friend Naomi has been a content creator. I met her through TikTok, etc. I always like and repost her things because I like, that's why I met you. That's why I know you. Even if I'm not going to sit and watch your whole video, I'll throw up a heart and a like. It takes 2 seconds. So it's very fake to me, the people that are like, it means nothing. Like, oh my God, people predicate relationships so much on social media, da 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 da, because it does mean something. Like, you're doing it like you're doing it intentionally. This is not like, I'm not your man being like, why didn't you post me? But if you saw my picture or saw my video and you know that my goal is to monetize this channel, what are we doing here, girl? What are we doing here? My mom steals before I can put it in a show. That diva, she's like, girl, this is mine, okay? I have to sit up straight. My back is killing me. Yes! Style my thrift, exactly. Like, use the motherfucking code, girl. It's so real. But honestly, I've just seen it as a blessing. Right now, if I'm being really real with you guys, if right now I'm in a season where it's like I feel like God's almost clearing way for just new community. You know what I mean? Like, new people to come into my life. Because there were, again, like a handful of people that it's just watching, lurkers, monitors. Like, you just want to see what I'm doing with my life, especially those that knew me, like, with my ex and things like that. Like, it's just, you just want to see what I'm doing and what's going on. And I have accepted that that's just the way of the world and putting myself out there. Like, there's no way to avoid that. At the end of the day, I decided to live stream and make this my business. So although I don't talk as much personally about like him and that relationship or whatever, it's like I have to accept that, like, and you will have to accept too, like, anyone can watch you. Anyone. From your hometown, your ex's mom, like, anybody can watch you. And that's just gonna be a part of it. So I had to decide, like, am I gonna let that keep me from doing what I want to do? No, and it's not. But I can put boundaries into place of what people and who can perceive me and what, they're able to see. So y'all know I love a block. I don't block a lot of people, but yeah, if I don't fuck with you and I am just simply like, you don't deserve to see the aura anymore, like, you're done skis. You're out the club. You're out the club. Cut the cameras. Goodbye. And I don't care about that. Like, even here on Whatnot, I'll block people because sometimes you just need to. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, put the boundaries into place. And mine is not a boundary of, like, I'm blocking you because of what you're saying. It's just sometimes I literally don't deserve, like, the people that I block, I do not think you deserve to see me and what I'm doing and my content, period. So I think that that's fair. Like, that's enough. Me just not wanting you to see it. You don't even have to comment negative things, or like you lurking is enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, and what you impact you. I agree. I agree. Like, oh my God, I'm an air sign. I'll let you go, diva. Like, I will choose my peace every time. And I feel like as a Libra, it's like once the scales become unbalanced, somebody said this in a video on TikTok, and I said, that's my girl. She's like, as a Libra, once the scales become unbalanced, I will do anything to get the balance back. And sometimes that means flipping the scales and starting from zero, 1000%. And I think people get that wrong. I love people so deeply. I never like to, I truly feel like at my core, I am like based on empathy and consideration. Cause I want everyone to be happy. Like I am a Libra at the end of the day. I want everyone to be happy. I want the environment to be peaceful. I want it to be copacetic. I love when we're all having fun. Like that's the Sagittarius in me. But the second it starts to go awry and you really start to take a mile, like do not ever think that I will not cut you off. I will drop you like a bad habit, babe. And I think that that's a healthy detachment. Like for a while, I think people would be like, oh my God, you can be cold. And it's like, I don't think that that's a cold thing to be like, I've given you several chances. Like now I will choose me every time. And like you will be gone. Like you're never bigger than the program. And I think that's important. Like I always say this, I don't play about me. I don't play about me. And a lot of people do play about themselves. And that's why people treat you certain ways because you have allowed them and taught them that that's okay, that you will not walk away and you will not be like, you know what, bye. If you, hopefully you guys can hear you guys hear the lawn man? Hopefully not. But yes, my peace is important and also like my boundaries. I'm very big on respect. Like if I will not be around someone who does not respect me. And I think there's just certain levels of respect that people expect. Even on the video that I posted today, you guys, about the fake friends, whatever, some girl commented and was like, I don't like that you used what was the word? It wasn't required. Or what was the word that I used in the video? It was something like that. It was like required or a synonym of required. Again, if you want to see the comment, I replied back. But it just whatever. She made a comment basically saying like I don't like that you have the expectation of your friends that they have to comment. Like the way that you said it made it seems like they have to. And I didn't really like that, but I understand that you want them to because they're a good friend. I commented, I said, honey, that is my requirement for my friendship. If the minimum that I'm asking you is to like my video and repost it, 2 taps, less than 2 seconds for free while you're sitting on your ass. That is the bare minimum, girl. So for you and your friendships, if you don't give a fuck that your friend doesn't like your videos and doesn't interact, then that is what you accept for yourself. But for me, that is the least I would expect my friend to do. The least. The least. Another one, like even my friend Max, shout out to my Virgo King. I'm sure he's not still in here, but like I've given him matchboxes before. He's a man. He will pass these out for me. Shout out to my Seattle divas because he's in Seattle. But like, that's what I'm saying. He will do his part. He doesn't buy women's clothing. He doesn't buy Y2K, but he's my friend and he wants to support me. And so he'll come on my lives and, interact. He'll hand out matchboxes to people he knows and the girlies he works with. Like, I just feel like sometimes people allow people to do excuses and under the guise of like, well, it's just social media. It doesn't mean anything. That really can help my business. Like I've had several customers from social media. So it's like, I think sometimes people try to minimize it. It's like, no, it really is that deep. And I think sometimes it's only as deep as you make it. And I make it deep. That's why I said the diva, I said, honey, good luck, you and your friends. Good for you. That's not me. Yeah, girl, I'll show you my matchboxes. I actually have a collection of them. This is a little collection. Here's the dish I have them in. Here, I'll put you all back on my candle. Ooh. Let's go through them, divas. This is like half the collection. The other half is in my room. This is, I'll show you the ones that I've created. Oh my God, she's like dusty because this is our first edit, you guys. These are the first ones I ever did. These are the OG, just my logo, Rich Girl Vintage on both sides. I created these because I collect, as you can see, vintage matchboxes. And so I was like, okay, what's something that like if I was giving as a thing, like y'all know, it makes dollars and cents over here and very like financially predicated on my business. So I was like, what's something that people wouldn't throw away? Like, I feel like a lot of people give out freebies with their orders on here, but people throw it away, like a nice note or like other stuff. And I can't spend money on things y'all throw away. I'd rather spend a little bit more money for matchboxes for it to be kept. And it's like a thank you and you like it and I like it and whatever. So I do matchboxes. This was the first edit I did. The second edit I ever did was I collect one of each of them and I will be starting to sell them in a set, you guys. I promise it's coming soon. It's taken me 5 ever. And now with the tariffs, I'm like scared that they're going to cost me double the amount, but we'll see. Pray for me. This is the second one I did. This is for my birthday last year. I can't believe I'm going to be 29. Oh my God. This is my 28th birthday. I love a dirty martini if you don't know that about me. Rich Girl Vintage. No, baby, they have matches in them. Oh, there you go. Rich Girl Vintage. She's a little pink gingham with her olives and our bows up there. And then this one just said scan for curated vintage. And it has, I started to put my whatnot show code on the back so you could scan and find me. That way, if you're out with your friends, you know, you lighten up, you doing whatever, you could share it. Okay, the next one that I did, yes, the matches I was going to say are in there. And no, I was going to say I've never had an issue with that. Some people have asked me, I ordered these from a business that's like in Romania or something like that, or Lithuania. And I've never had an issue getting them. I've also never had an issue ever, knock on wood, of me sending matches. So I'm pretty sure it's good. This is the next one. She's a little cowgirl. This is when I moved to Texas. It says Rich Girl Vintage, and then it says Good Girls Go to Texas. Wait, it says Good Girls Go to Heaven, Rich Girls Go to Texas. Here's her. There you go. This one I hated because I feel like they didn't print it, as you can see, so flush to the sides, and I just didn't like that. Like, I don't know. You see what I mean? I hate that the image, like, I don't know. That one's my least favorite one, I'll be honest. This is my neck. This is the last one that I've done. And then we have one coming very soon. This is the last one that I've done, and it's two black Barbies on the beach, me and you, bitch, with our little rosé and our magazines that says Rich Girl Vintage. And then this is the back. I'm gonna change the back of them, I think, because I don't really like this. I don't like the writing. If you guys have any ideas, or if any of you guys are graphic designers, I'd love to do like a freelance thing. So if anyone knows how to do graphic design and like Photoshop and stuff, please let me know. Hit my line. Hit my line. If you can help me design a little something, I'll throw you a little coin because I'm not good at any of that. Like, please. Okay, Trinity, message me, bitch. Message me. It's very simple, and I typically just use Canva, but there's one that I want to do, this next one, that I know I can't just use like Canva graphics and stuff for to try to manipulate. Like, I'll have to do some editing. So yeah, I'll spill the tea and let you know. I love Canva too, but it's like, I don't know. It was hard for me. Okay, these are the ones that I've collected over the years. When I was in Miami, I went to an estate sale. Oh my God, wait, send me one. I'll order something from you and then because I think that is so cute. I will tweet. I love matchboxes for like any event, you guys. Okay, so I bought a lot of these from Miami in a from a what is it called? From a an estate sale. So some of them are like super old, like these are Joe's Crab Shack. So cute. Or Joe Stone Crabs. This is like a Miami staple. If you guys know, you know. I feel like everybody that's gone to Miami has gone to Joe's. This is from the Columbus Hotel in Miami. This is like from the 80s. I just love them. I love little establishments like that. I think that is so cute. Like 1984 Summer Games. How freaking cute. Again, I have a lot of different ones. This is from a Fonda restaurant. It says Call Me. I think that's so cute. This is in New York, I would say. And then yeah, I have a several Joe Stone Crab ones. This one, I try to find lots of them. Estate sales, I normally get lucky, but lately I haven't. This is like from Miami, some of the ones that I actually got from restaurants. I feel like that's a dying art though. Restaurants really don't have a lot of matchboxes anymore. One of my favorites that I've gotten recently, shout out to Morgan because she put me on, is Ginger's. They have matches there, girl. And this is the first place that I found long stem matches. I feel like normally they're the short ones. These ones are like super long candle matches. So this is a bar here in Dallas. It was really cute too and really delish. But yeah, they have a cutie little matchbox. I think my friend got those. Las Palmas, also here in Dallas, has a really cute matchbox too. I think it's really adorable. And then I went to Barcelona here. This I love. Their little showgirl. These are so cutie. But yeah, so those are some of the ones. I went to Bowen House here and it was really cute. Also, shout out to Morgan. She gave me this recommendation too. So many good ones. So yeah, Dirty French in Miami. I love this one. Look at the writing. This is one of my favorite Miami restaurants, you guys. If you're in Miami, please go. Dirty French. This one was like one of my faves. It was right across the street from my apartment too. It was like this sexy dark French restaurant. Such good food. Very expensive though. My boyfriend at the time didn't love it. Jonathan always not me saying his government. Not me saying his government. But he didn't really love it. I don't know. He was not a dirty French. He doesn't like French food though. So it works. No, you can get them for free. That's the gag. If you ask them, I always ask if it's like a bougie place. Like, a lot of the ones I've also found on TikTok. So if you Google like on TikTok like matchboxes in your city, like some people make videos. At least in Dallas, people have made videos. So there, I've gone to like some of the restaurants. Morgan, I want us to go to you, me, sister. I want to try sister, and they have matchboxes too. I've yet to go.
I've yet to go on, am I okay? I have yet to go to St. Martin's as well. I actually, weirdly enough, made a reservation at St. Martin's to bring my friend while we were here, and then you gave me the recommendation for Bowen House, so I ended up going there instead. So it was on my list. I've heard it's like really like that OG delish steakhouse, and that's just my vibe. I love deep sexy. Like I really love Jack and Harry's when I went. I've only been there once, but like I really love that vibe. I want a restaurant that gives Polo Lounge. I want it to be dark. I want like sexy booze. I want, you know what I mean? Like candlelit, beautiful antique art. Like I love that opulence. If I am ever rich, honey, I will make like a bar like that in my house. Like so beautiful. I have yet to go to Drake's. I've heard Drake's Hollywood is amazing. I know that it's a very like ritzy one too, and I feel like it's like pretty known. I want to go. But I really want to go to Sister because I've heard Sister is like amazing. And girl, I'm always down. Actually, right now, September is my month of savings, you guys, because it is my birthday and my rent did increase by $1,000. So I will be at home. I will be at home this month, but let's do it next month. I'm like, let's do it next month. Let's do it. Or we can do it for my B-Day too. I'm down. But yeah, I have wanted to try like several places. Low key, that's something I feel like people don't know about Dallas either, is that it actually has really good food. Like Dallas has fire restaurants. Honestly, there's a lot of good places to eat. I'm like, I wish I was just wealthier because I want to go several times. Yes, 1010%. Like I'm more than down. Or even just come over, bitch, please. You can come to the stew, come to the crib. Because honestly, it is being outside is expensive for me right now. Every time I go outside, I'm like spending $100. I'm like, okay, let me stay my ass inside. That's why the other day I literally did, and I think I'm gonna do a vlog of it of a no spend day. Because sometimes I like to watch this for people and it makes me feel less alone. Because I'm like, girl, I literally can't. I will like leave my house and spend $200. I'm like, I need to stay home, go on a walk for free. Like, let me, girls, really, in this economy. And that's something that, again, I feel like I try to be realistic about without being discouraging. But I'm like, when you do this full time, honey, like you definitely have to make sure your bills are minimized because it fluctuates and yes, trying to enjoy my rent type shit for real. I've been doing a lot of rent enjoying in the last like month and a half, and I'm grateful for that. Like again, I am so grateful. But I'm like, okay, my bills have increased, so I got to be realistic about that. Your girl, oh my god, I do not shop on Whatnot. I always say that, and people will be like gagged, and I'm like, again, I love you, and I'll support you in so many ways as a fellow seller friend, but the Whatnot trap is real, girl. It only takes two swipes, and I'm deep. Okay, the last thing I bought was a Dolce & Gabbana tank top, over $100. I said, "You're done, you're done." Actually, no, the last thing I bought was from Fly Girl Thrift. My girl Jenna, she got me this Desperate Housewives game. I'm so excited to get it too. In fact, I need to check my PO box. It might be here. But it is like I had to cut off. Yes. Oh my God, Bobby. Winnie has such good stuff too. And that's the thing is like I had to cut myself off as a seller or like the money basically just goes right back out the window, girls. It goes right back out the motherfucking window. And I will say, I feel like the more that you sell, like I am almost more on that ethos as well of like be more of a creator than a consumer. And I think that in many ways, even with my content, like TikTok and Instagram content, I make sure that I'm posting more content than just consuming. Like I have to. Otherwise it will make you miserable. Like I have to. So on here, I make sure I'm selling on doing lives like this, but that I'm not like sitting and bidding because I really will be outside and then all your money's gone. But with TikTok and stuff like that, I think it just can get like scary. I don't know. I don't know. Too much prolonged exposure to people's opinions. It's like, ugh. But yes, it's really important. I 1000% agree, Trinity. Like just creating over consuming and making sure that I don't know, you're like allowing yourself and your brain the space to just be like off and thinking. You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people spend the time like sitting there just not like watching TV, watching something on your phone. Like literally, we don't allow ourselves to be bored anymore. And that's something I'm trying to do more. Is like allow myself to just be bored or to just appreciate things inside. So sometimes, and I watched another girl's video, me saying this as I'm saying to watch less TikTok. I promise I don't watch as much. But she was talking about how when her and her husband were like really broke, it was such a good time in their lives because she was like, it kind of forces you to lean on each other and just to be, content with what you have and where you're at. And that is a truly important lesson. Like, I'm so grateful for the life that I have. And sometimes I just have to sit and be content. And that sometimes means sitting in my house and watching Desperate Housewives and making dinner at home and having my friends come to my house and us not going out and having dinner. And that's good too. And it also kind of weeds out people, I feel like, too, that like can't just do that and don't agree. Yes, you motherfucking get it. Okay, Jenny. And like sometimes you just won't, some people aren't that way, but I think if you're going to be like your long-term friend and your real friend, they'll be fine and they'll understand you being like, you know what, girl, I got to, come over and we'll make dinner for $15 and sit and yap and drink a Aldi bottle of wine. And sometimes that's the vibe, okay? $20 or less. Yes. Oh my God, literally. And have him cook for us, Morgan. Amen. Amen. We don't want to do the cooking. I actually love to cook, so I would love to cook too. But I'm like, that is still my vibe. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten more vocal about it. But for a while, I used to almost feel bad being like, can we just stay in or can we do this? And honestly, as you get older, I think you just give less of a fuck. But I started to give way less of a fuck. I'm like, no, like, I don't know. Yes, I like to be the girl to go to a bougie dinner, but it's also like, honey, when you work for yourself, like who's affording the dinners, girls? Who's affording the dinners? Like you start to be like, damn, I feel like $200 on dinner is a little cray. All right, it's advice. A nice home cooked meal is so underrated, and just like quality time like that, no distractions. You're in the privacy of your own home, so you can like talk and be as free as you want to be, and that's just like so beautiful. Manic Pixie Thrift, I love that you asked that. No, I don't think using promo in any way is good for your show, literally. And I used to be like, oh, I don't really know. I've never paid to promote my show. I'll say that. One. So I don't know if it like makes you even more like seen or visible from like the explore page, etc. But as far as the promos within show, no. And I feel like a lot of creators are now not allowing that, myself included, in any show, like no more promos because people would abuse it. And unfortunately, with saturation comes abuse. Like, I think people will start to take it too far, and they have. It became like, even in my show, I used to say, like, yes, you can promo as long as, like, it's not spammy, like, give people a chance, and you would still see, like, paste, promo. Like, people just don't respect it. So, I also think it leaves people with a worse impression than you think. Like, think about it from the perspective of somebody else in the chat. I don't think they see it and think like, oh my God, let me go follow this girl. I feel like it looks way more spammy. People are way more likely to follow you from just messaging in the chat. Like, that's a fire ass outfit. I love your creations. Oh my God. Da, da, da. Like, people underestimate that just engaging in the chat. A lot of people don't even like talk in the chat. So the fact that there's normally only like 2 or 3 out of 20 people or like things like that. So I think it's more noticeable if you just talk in the chat and then people are like, oh, cool, this girl like yaps in the chat, like I'll follow her. I've gotten way more follows that way. I've never promoted anyone's shows though. Like literally, I only promoted my shows initially by just going live. Like I would just be live a lot. So I never asked to promo and I never did promo. Um, but it got you more followers as a beginner. Honestly, maybe it did. Like I've never done it. I think that became a wave more so after in the last like 3 or 4 months. I had already like started whatnot, but at the time I didn't know like that was never a thing. Nobody asked to do it. It wasn't like a common practice, I guess. So I'm not sure if I'm the one to gauge whether it works or not, but I would say what worked for me was just going live and just engaging in people's chats and yapping and like I don't know, just yammering and people I feel like well then also were like okay she's I don't know it's like more memorable because I think sometimes people predicate followers with like buyers and that's not true. Like there are people that have less followers than me and have like make more money than me, you know what I mean? Like they have consistent buyers. So followers does not equate to buyers at all. And that's why I don't really think it matters if people follow you or if people bookmark your show. Like yes it's good to get knowledge out about your show, but I think the best way to do that is by going live and consistently showing people what you have. So that's what worked for me. I would just go live. Initially, I was live 3 to 4 times a week. And I know that that sounds crazy, you guys, but like if I think of like Costura Shop and like Steph and people like that, they used to go live every day. When I started, Steph was live like I want to say almost every single day. And when she started, she'll say the same thing like 2 or 3 years ago. So really nothing gives you better exposure than that. And then it more than anything builds buyers. Like that's what I wanted. Um as much as I wanted people to know about my show, I wanted to see who would actually buy and what they were buying in the show. And I feel like you don't know that until you're just live. So I kind of cut out all the middle shit and was like, let's just see what sells. Let's see like how many pieces sell. Let's start to see like who the more consistent people coming in are. And then that's how I grew. But yeah, I mean, again, there's always gonna be people with more followers, less followers. Like, stay in your lane, keep tunnel vision. Don't compare yourself to anybody on this app because you have no idea anyone's circumstances either. Like, Yeah, I agree. Structured chaos totally works for me too. I would say I'm pretty structured in what I do and like with like my shows and things like that, but you have to be really good at pivoting. And that was one of the things I said in my whatnot tips video that I posted on TikTok. I think it was like the sixth or seventh tip was pivot, 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 y'all. Like you have to be so comfy just being like, okay, this didn't work, let's try something else. Okay, this worked well. How do I double down on it? Like what's a different way I can iterate? And that's kind of the fun of it. I like to see it as fun. I like to see it as a challenge, but you definitely cannot just emulate other people and think it's gonna like work wonders for you. Like I really don't. It's in the show notes, Diva. It's in the show notes. I'll follow you back as well. But it is not the same name as my Rich Girl Vintage. Somebody has Rich Girl Vintage on Instagram, so that's why I'm Rich Girl Curated, and I don't like it. Um, yeah, oh my god. Pivoting is like so hi diva. Pivoting is like so no, literally they I want to report them because they don't post on the account. Same with my name on Instagram. Like my name is such a unique spelling, Jenay, Janae, that I wanted to be just at Janae on Instagram, but somebody has that and they don't post anything. I'm like, "Ugh, Instagram, delete the account so I can have the at name. I want it to just be my name. I love that. But either way, Instagram is not worth a damn on like reporting things and stuff. They're very, I don't know, Instagram's like so unhelpful half the time. But either way, I'm also not huge on Instagram. Pivoting is like so crucial, especially on Whatnot, because as the app grows, I think people don't realize like the climate, the culture is going to grow too. So it's like you have to change with that. Like you have to start pivoting with what you see the app pivoting to. Something that I've even like thought now is like I don't use the buy it now section in my Whatnot. So I'm trying to think, okay, how can I incorporate that? Like I don't use clips either, or like um excuse me, some of the other streaming features that are like more popular on Twitch, but those could be more beneficial for me. Like I use multicast because I do find, which you guys, this is like a pro tip. If you're not multicasting your Whatnot stream to YouTube, I feel like you're missing out. Like it creates automatic shorts for you. It's just good visibility. I like routinely have 500 to 1,000 views on my YouTube streaming of my Whatnot for each show. So I feel like it's kind of underrated, low key. Um, oh my God, really? That's actually T. Maybe I should DM the account and be like, So when you go live, if you are about to go live, it'll give you the option to multicast. If you press that, you can connect. Like I've connected my Twitch. You can do your YouTube channel if you have a YouTube channel. They don't have TikTok yet, which really annoys me. I would love for Whatnot to integrate TikTok so you can go live on both of them. Because right now I'm like going live on each of them separately, and it really irks me. I'm not meant to be like a live streamer, like all the time, like Kai Cenat 24 hours a day. It irks me. But yeah, so I manage it basically by my YouTube channel. I'm branded basically into Rich Girl Vintage. And so if you go to it, you can see the different lives. But because Whatnot took off the ability to go back and rewatch your shows. So you used to be able to watch your past shows, like the full 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. And I would use that to either like create clips or whatever, repost that on YouTube so people could see like the clothes. But they took that away, which is annoying. So now I will do it and multicast it to YouTube because YouTube saves it. It creates its own YouTube video on your channel. So now you can go back and have the footage if you want to recreate it and like, yeah, okay, tell me how. Because I'm like, I don't know. Mine, I can't see anymore. I'm like, did I do something wrong? But yeah, I see on YouTube how many people watch it and like how many views they get. And it's actually kind of surprising. Like, I again didn't think that there would be even like 100 or two, let alone like up to 1,000, over 1,000 views. So, okay, T, I'll have to go look at that. I'll look at it after this. Okay, so I just do bomb curations and I don't. Once this is the thing also though, once people start to know your style and what you have, I feel like you can kind of launch off of that. Initially, I would upload like maybe 10 items so people would start to understand what I had per show, 5 to 10 items. So once I gained, I think probably closer to like 2,000, 2,500 followers, and I noticed like a consistent viewership of my shows, I noticed like, okay, people get the vibes. Also, I've said this before, I do pretty much the same three pillars as far as the style I decided for my brand. So that's why you don't see me selling a lot of other like, stuff outside of it. I pretty much either have like dark, sexy, feminine, whimsy goth vibes, more of like a coquette cottage cutie, like linen, lace, cotton vibes. Or it's like kind of a boho cavalli, like patterns prints. Those are really the three main like large themes that I do, and then they're just boiled into different shows. So I stick to that. I feel like that works for me. Thank you for that, my queen, too. I will definitely look that up after the show. And I think that works. But until people understand your style, I would upload like a handful of items. Now I never upload anything. And I think that that's good. I feel like I go a little bit more of the scarcity route. Again, that's not for everybody, but I don't like giving away everything because I feel like people then don't watch your show. Yes, people watch it for personality and they like to talk with me, and like that's great. But I feel like for buyers, if you give it all away and they already know all the pieces, that gives them the ability to decide, like, I'm not going to show up or I am. So I like the scarcity. I like that, although you know it's a curated theme and you know I'm going to have a certain amount of pieces and what the general idea of the pieces will be, you don't know what the pieces look like. You don't know how many of them there are. You don't know which ones there are. So I like that. I think it gives people also excitement. Like, I like mystery pull shows. I like shows where I don't know. I don't watch shows where I see their whole store is like loaded, or I look at the store and if there's nothing I want, I leave the show. So I think a lot of people have mixed ideas on it. I personally go like the psychology route of it. That like if you can see it, like unless you really like that person's personality, like initially your attention span's gonna fade and you're gonna want to go elsewhere, which I think is just like the it. Yeah, I was gonna say like I'm the same way. I feel like I leave so fast, and it's just how your brain works. Like honestly, like I feel like it's just how your brain works. If you already know what it's gonna be, and you don't like any of those items, you're not gonna stay unless you really like that person. And even then, maybe you'll buy something then that you don't really like. So I think it's better for business, you guys. And again, I don't know, like I don't know that don't have mystery pulls draw me in. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's like a mystery pull. A man won the cheetah bag, Morgan. Not a man. You're like, sir, I'm canceling. Sir, you message him. You're like, oh no, the bag broke. But I don't know. There's a big conundrum about that. But I don't believe in a loaded store. It also takes so much fucking time, you guys. Like, I don't know the girlies that can load a full 50 item, 100 item store. I know that you can recycle uploads. So like, if you have items that don't sell, you can put them in different shows and not have to redo the work. But for me, that was the thing I singularly hated the most about having a business with my 9 to 5 was listing. I hated the listing part. I did not like taking pictures. I did not like measuring and doing all that. I would much rather do it live and sell it like that. So no, there was no chance in hell I was going to do a loaded store. Even doing like 5 to 10 items per show when I was initially starting with 3 to 4 shows per week, I was like, please God. So the second I started to see like routinely 20, 30 viewers and I saw, okay, people are like buying, I stopped. I was like, nope. Now I feel like people understand what I'm selling and like they understand like my style and that's what it is. But again, that goes for somebody I feel like who has a set style of their brand. Like some sellers just sell all like Y2K and vintage is like what they get their hand on, so you really don't know. But even then that works in your advantage because you never know what you'll get. Like people like mystery. Look at Labubu's. People love mystery. If anything, like Pop Art is literally a business built on mystery. Like that should teach you. People love mystery pulls. People love not knowing what they're gonna get, and they will spend coin. You spent $40 on a little chunky headed item that was fluffy, basically a Teletubby with the ability to be keychained to your bag, not knowing which color. People love mystery. No one will ever convince me of that. Had me in psychosis. Girl, I had so many of my friends in psychosis. Personally, I was not a Labubu girl or really like overly a bag charm girl, I'll say. But I mean, I love a mystery too. Like it almost got me and it wasn't even my thing just because I was like, which one would I get? Again, I think people love to be like, ooh, which one would I get? Like which, I don't know. People just love it. It's psychology. It's so interesting. No, yes, I was gonna say, I feel like you could definitely remove the items, and even if you keep like a handful of them, that's not bad. I don't think you should put nearly all of them. I think it sometimes works against you, and I know a lot of people will say like, well, how will people know if you're good items or whatever? Or some people will just list like the grail items. That's okay too, but I don't know. Again, I think I would rather do the mystery side, and I think that actually draws more people week over week. And then once they keep showing up, and it's like, oh, okay, period. Like she has good stuff. They know you have good stuff, like part of it's reputation and then part of it is just like they know. Girl, you're welcome. I'm literally just like sitting at my house. This is keeping me from spending money. Okay, so as I sell, I've told you guys this before. I use tape. I use like the I almost said the round. They're all round. The like taupe kind of cream colored painter's tape is what I use. I put it on the inner right collar of every item and I just number them that way, literally round tape. And I number them that way. So I just write with a pen like number 12, number 1. I do the same price for every item because I do an average cost of goods. So that works for me. If you have separate items, like you say, I have a $5 pile, $10 pile, whatever, you can do it that way too. And then I just stack my items in piles of 15 pieces at a time. So I normally only sell up to like 60 items a show. I'm not a seller that does like huge shows. Maybe with time, if I could find that many damn items. But like, yeah, it also for shipping, I feel like I'm very realistic as well. I don't want to spend a whole day shipping out 471 shirts. Like that's not going to be me ever. That sounds crazy. So And unless I could pay someone to do it, I just don't think I would ever get to that much. So that's what I do. I stack them in the piles. Shipping takes me an hour or less because I feel like I've gotten a good system. I know you guys have asked me before about video receipts. I would say do not rely on them. Trust but verify. You can use them to verify things, but I would not rely on a video receipt, girl. Like, trust me, I've been screwed over. If someone cancels during the show, God forbid, or like their payment doesn't go through, like it can get very messed up. It can get very messed up. I've never, okay, so I do everything at the same weight, like 8 to 11 ounces. I noticed that was pretty much the average. Like initially when I would weigh the items, I feel like that was a pretty common, like the most median of the weights of the items for the clothing that I sell, since it's mainly tops and mainly dresses, and skirts. I would say those are the three categories that I do. If I'm going to sell a jacket, I sold a few like Wilson's leather jackets recently. I will make specific posts for them. So like I would just put like Wilson leather jacket and then put that weight. Because I don't sell them that often, I don't give them their own listing. It's more of like, okay, if somebody wants to buy it, then I'll put it in, or before a show if I know it's going to be in the show. But again, I only sell maybe like 2 or 3 of them a season of like true big jackets like that. So yeah, I'll make like a bespoke listing for them. Otherwise, everything is 8 to 11 ounces for my shipping. I always put the condition due because I have had one person, it always takes one person to spoil it, that will try to cancel or do things based on condition. And she said that I didn't give her an accurate description. But yeah, so now I put condition as well for everything, just so you're not screwed over as a seller. And that's pretty much it. My shipping, I keep really simple, you guys. Packaging from Amazon, I get custom stickers. And then I used to do custom packaging, but it was so expensive. There was just no way with how much I was making on whatnot that it was like sustainable to pay $100 for 100 custom poly mailers. So yeah, keep your packaging as cheap as you can, you guys. I get labels and everything from Amazon. I just customize it with a sticker. I think that's good enough. And then obviously I spend a majority of like the money that comes from packaging, etc., on like the match boxes, which even then you decide. I was gonna say I've seen people Snipe Hunt Vintage do that. I have seen that do screenshots, or people will write down like the buyer's at name. For me, this system has worked the best because I have a lot of girls that will buy multiple items in a show. So I can just say, like, okay, she bought number 1, 12, 15, and 18, and I know where they're at in each like pile. If I had more racks, I would just hang everything and put the sticker on, or excuse me, the piece of tape on the hanger, but I just simply do not have enough clothing racks right now. So hopefully I'll move to that. And I just feel like it makes it expedited. Like I know exactly where each item is, like that numbering system works. And with the tape being on the same thing, it's like I know where to look in each of them. Um, oh my God. Okay. So the biggest learning lesson is that it's just not always going to be consistent. And it takes a lot of hard work. Like a lot of people, I worked a full-time 9 to 5 job before doing this, and then I quit to do this full-time. And I used to think like, oh, it would be less work. Like I thought I would be like not in retirement because I know it's like hard work. I wasn't unrealistic, but I was very vastly not me breaking my table, whoopsie. I was vastly underestimating how much work it really does take. Like a lot of people want to do this full time until I think you realize what full time means, which is full time. Like now that you're the business owner, you do all parts. Like I work by myself. I don't have a team of people that work with me. It's just me, so I'm the one that's sourcing everything. I have to be the one to go live. I have to be the one to ship it out. I have to deal with customer service and anybody that has, so there's just a lot of facets to it that I don't think about. And also from a very practical, you guys know I love the financial side of things. My job, my corporate job, in that realm, I worked 7 years in the corporate world to build it up. So I had a nice 401k and dental insurance and health insurance and all these things that like when you step away from that, you don't really realize and factor that in. I was very ignorant to that fact. And thought about it. Obviously, I was also in a relationship where like I didn't have to think about finances. It was never like, um, it was I'm like trying to say this politically correctly, but like this is frankly what it was. I just didn't have to think that way. Like I didn't have to. So it was a learning curve to be like, okay, now I really need to understand like everything that comes with leaving a corporate job. Not just, okay, I want to do this financially, but like health insurance and just stuff like that, like savings for your retirement. Like it's very scary when you decide to do it yourself. Like there is no safety net in that way, like I don't have, this is my retirement. So there's a lot of those pieces that I wish maybe I considered more. I have no regrets in doing it. I'm very grateful that I did what I did. And I do believe everything happens for a reason. Like I needed to make the leap and make the jump and really like bet on myself in a lot of ways, but it doesn't make it any less scary. So and it doesn't make it, and I'm not saying just do it and don't prepare. Like, again, I had a lot of savings and just preparation going into it, so I think that's an important piece to the puzzle. And probably the hardest lesson I've had to learn too is like whatnot's not consistent. Like, you may think that you're leaving consistency to get more consistency here, but please hear me when I say this. The videos that you see, even the videos that I post, I've been doing this for 9 months. 9 months consistently to get to where I am. And even other people that have been doing it for years and they're making thousands of dollars, that is beautiful and that is true, but that took years to build up to. So I think just be very realistic. And I said that in my whatnot tips video as well on TikTok. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But like, be realistic about what that will look like. Like, it takes a lot of sweat and grind to even start to see any sort of reward. And then you have to keep going. So that is something I think I probably just had to learn the hard way in some ways. And I think everybody on Whatnot, or just anybody starting something new like this, will have to learn the hard way. Is like, it's a sales platform at the end of the day. And at the end of the day as well, it's like a live sales platform. So it's predicated on you and how you show up, and um, just who's in the room and who's willing to buy. Like, there's just, it's going to be inconsistent. And I think once I started seeing like good success from it, I was like, oh my God, kind of naive, like, oh, this is how it's always going to be. And then, you guys, I realized like this is something I had to learn that was kind of hard too, is like, in the summer, baby, it is different. Like, I worked in corporate retail for a long time, and so I knew like summers were slow, but that doesn't extricate the vintage market either. Like, summers are very slow. I got a very, very, very real wake up call on Whatnot in June and July. Like, I made literally a third of what I was making. If I did not have savings and things in place, I would not be able to pay my rent. Like, it was like scraping by. It is, and this is the first summer I've ever had on Whatnot. I had no idea, you just don't know. So that was a very hard learning curve as an entrepreneur with no safety net. Like, I was borderline about to go get a serving job. And I was real with you guys about that, because there were days where I was like, okay, how are we going to pay these things? Like, thank God that I had put a safety net in place, like working all those years to be able to be like, okay, if something doesn't go wrong. But like, again, that's just like the hustle of it. Sometimes you literally do not know until you do. And that's why I say, like, take the leap and do it, but do it smart, and don't think that you're trading one job for like something easier. Just because you love it doesn't make it easier. I think that's why people will say like monetizing your passions can be very difficult. Like, once you are 100% predicated on it and it's your full-time job, like, sometimes there are days that it's not joyous, and I'm not, having the most fun as I was when I was just like willy-nilly thrifting and listing the stuff I wanted on the different marketplaces. And like, it was more of like an afterthought. Once I knew I really wanted to make this a business, I knew it was going to take, but like, if not more than 40 hours a week to do that. But it doesn't mean it's always fun. It was definitely a learning curve of how slow it's going to be, how things have ebbs and flows. Like, again, so learn from me in that, girl. Summer is slow here. Summer is very slow. The best times, what I've heard from some of my mutuals that I've been on for a long time, is Q4. So like, we're going into the holiday season. Apparently, like, this time frame is the best on Whatnot. This and Q1 are like the best, and then the summers are like the worst. So ride out the next like 6 months. Have a lot of shows. I have some mutuals on here that will say that they like hoard inventory, basically. Like, some of their summer shows and stuff like that, it's almost like getting rid of inventory because they don't, again, it's not, nobody's really buying, everybody's out, like viewership flow, etc. So they will save a lot of their good pieces from the summer and then bring them out in the winter and things like that. So I don't know, I've gotten a lot of tips and tricks, and a lot of it is from just doing shows like this. So like yapping, figuring it out. That's why I like doing them, because it is a good kind of knowledge share. Like, again, I would have never known until I was like on here, like, girls, what's going on? Is everyone understanding that this is like slow? Because I genuinely thought I was going crazy. Like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? Thank you, Diva. I really hope so. Like, I really hope so. Because I really was like going through it in the beginning of summer. I just thought I was doing something wrong. I felt like I was having so much growth, and like, and it was growing. And then the summer really put me through a loop. But once I kind of was vulnerable and I feel like shared that with people, then they were like, oh, girl, it's not you. Like, trust. Everyone feels that. Thank you so much for saying that. Because it really, I'm like, but it is really fun. I will say, like, Whatnot really has such good opportunity. I think there's just growing pains with everything, y'all. Growing pains with everything, divas. Everything. So don't think that that's going to be any different here. Just like there's things about your job that you hate, or like things that are annoying, things you don't want to do, like, that is also so true here. That's something I should have told myself too, is like, I felt like when I always had this like illusion that I was like, oh, once I work for myself, like, then I'll be like so much happier and I won't have to deal with bullshit and like blah blah blah. Honey, that's a lie. I think you still have to do it. It's just maybe more enjoyable that like you get to do your schedule, and I get to, decide to be home, or if I want to be sick tomorrow, I can take the day off. But you definitely can't take too many days off, sis. There's a lot of beauty in it, though. I feel like I try to moderate how like negative I am. I don't want you guys ever to think that I'm like negative or don't like it, because I really do enjoy it. I try to be very realistic with you guys that it is a hustle. It is a lot of consistency, and I think so many people try to evade that and like, well, what, give us tips, give us tricks. It's like literally nothing will give you any more reward or any greater reward than just continuously showing up. Like seriously, girl, seriously, boo. If you go live twice a week, even, I mean, when I was new, I did more, but like bare minimum, if you went live twice a week, you will see growth. Like it may not always be the trajectory of like straight growth up, but like you will see growth. I promise you. Even me, I have mutuals that have surpassed me. Girls that started at the same time as me, and they have 1,000 more followers, 2,000 more followers. And I could let it get me down, but in reality, I just have to realize like that's not my journey. That's not my path. Like slow and steady wins the race, and if you keep showing up, it will happen for you. And that's like stuff I actively tell myself. I think sometimes if you guys will send me sweet messages on TikTok or like leave it in the comments, um, almost as though like I don't struggle with things. And it's like, no, I definitely struggle too. I definitely see where you're coming from. Like it is hard. It's always been hard, but I just try to catch those thoughts and replace them with something positive. Otherwise, it can lead you to a downward spiral of like comparison, and then you're not motivated, and then it doesn't help, Then it doesn't help, babe. Then it really does not help. So you have to catch them and speak life over yourself and encouragement, and just realize like, girl, you know what? I may not be up right now. I may not be making thousands of dollars and traveling to go source in Italy and doing XYZ, but I'm grateful for what I do have and what I am building. And when it's my time, I know that those people will clap for me too. So that's all you can really do. But that's why I try to keep it real. It's not always happy. Like I have days too. Trust me, guys. Trust me, you guys. But I wouldn't change it for the world. And I do think once I can finally monetize my TikTok, it'll feel so much better. Like I want several streams of income. Do you hear me, God? From my mouth to your ears, I want several streams of income. And one of them will be TikTok. Okay, I'm determined. I see so many people doing what I would want to do, and I'm not an envious person. And so I feel like I just speak that out because it's like I know I could do that too. Like it motivates me. I feel like it's so inspiring. Like that's why I'm like, you just gotta keep showing up. Like I know I can do it, so keep doing it and know that it will happen. But I think the second you get like an envious spirit is when you start to give up. So I don't believe in moving like that. I just don't believe in moving like that. Okay, so I used to allow promos in my show. We had this combo a little bit ago, but I used to allow promos in my show. I don't anymore. Now I was on the fence about it before. I really didn't care. Like truthfully, I think if you think that it will help you, then that's your prerogative. I never promote in people's shows or like paid promo or anything like that to garner the audience I have. It was literally 100% organic. I just went live, literally. Now for the last 2 months, I've been posting on TikTok every day, consistently, sometimes several times a day, around like my journey, videos about whatnot, whatever. That has really helped. I would say if time, energy wise, if you spend the time that you're like people are promoting in your chat, if those people spent the time pasting in different people's chats, just making videos about whatnot, I'm a new seller. This is what I'm curious about, and put that on TikTok, I guarantee you that would go farther. You would probably get more followers from that, and you would start to build a community of other new people that are curious about whatnot. And I just feel like that is so much more of a cost benefits in my eyes. Like the analysis works better there, but like I don't know. So I started to say no though because it became spammy. I've always said for months in my shows, like I don't care if you are promoing, just please don't let it be spammy. And then it's like, so thank you, Iconic B, for putting that in the chat so people can see. Because I've seen several of my new customers recently. I've also noticed that I've gotten a lot more new customers, like first made their first purchase. I've got noticed a lot more of that since posting on TikTok. So like I do think that it helps. But it got so spammy that I told people no now because I couldn't even keep up with the requests. Like it became like once I allowed it, it was like the floodgates opened. And instead of it being like every few comments in the chat, it was like paste comment, paste comment, paste comment. Like I could barely read the requests in the chat. So now I say no promos, and I kind of feel bad about it because I don't want to hurt any other seller. I want to help the next girl, but it's just if people can't respect that this is your show that you've curated, I also think there's a level of respect for like I've built this audience brick by brick, myself by going live. So I just think that there's a level of respect. If you can't even respect that and like not spamming my chat, then I don't really feel as though I owe you the respect of my exposure and my audience. So Yes, I was gonna say I saw Janelle posted that she put up, we're talking about bloomy girls, that had like no bookmark, no promo. She put something else, and I've seen a lot of like CC allows it with no spamming. I know Steph said no, D says no. Like a lot of the bigger sellers, Winnie says no, Angelica, the girlies that I know don't allow it. So see, Pinky's drift period. That's what I'm saying, and that's the crazy part. A lot of people are like so afraid to do that. It's like you will have a lot more people. It's almost like it harms you to not do it initially to start. Like I don't know. I think people underestimate the value of TikTok. The craziest part is I see so much more conversion from TikTok to whatnot. Like I'll post on Instagram and I don't see anybody, but I'm telling you, TikTok like directly converts. I don't know how much whatnot is paying TikTok right now because I do think they're like getting pushed on TikTok a lot right now. Whether it's content that people are making or just TikTok ads, I know we've all seen it. But yeah, I mean, I have so many of you guys directly come from TikTok and download the app and do it. Like that's what I'm saying. Did it? Okay, I was gonna say like I noticed it, but I've only started doing my TikToks consistently around Whatnot for the last 2 months, and I feel like Whatnot has been pushed on TikTok for those times, so it's kind of like right place, right time. But it really does directly translate to viewerships. So that's why I'm like, girl, I will keep posting my TikTok content, and I would do that instead of promoting. Like, create videos, girl. Create 4 videos today and post them. Like that is what you need to be doing. And it's not hard. I think you just have to do what, yes, and it literally directly converts to sales. Like that's the thing. The second, the millisecond girl, that TikTok or that Whatnot allows you to add TikTok as a multicast, you will see me on Whatnot and TikTok live every day. Like I feel like it's so good. It's so good. It is so good. I see how many people one of my favorite girls, I cannot remember her vintage name, but her name is Nicola or Nicolette. She's really popping on TikTok because she has a vintage resale business, but it's like all designer handbags and stuff like that. But she does like TikTok live shows and stuff and sells her bags there. She does fabulously. So I know that TikTok has its own shopping element, but I do think it can really be. I think yes. I was gonna say I want to say that that's her. I knew it was like Nicolette or Nicole, something like that. But she has a really fabulous TikTok too. I know it needs multicast, and I've had people be like, "Use your other phone to do." I'm like, I can't do 2 lives at once, where it's like 2 different platforms, and you're like talking to 2 phones. I'm like, okay, girl, I'll wait till they multicast. But I almost don't know if they'll do it though because of TikTok Shop. I feel like TikTok would be like, no, we're not willing to multicast on there. Like, we want people to shop here. That's what I'm saying, Fern. And your account and like the videos you're posting are doing so well too. Like, I am not lying. The followers alone I got from posting the fake friends video yesterday was like 100. Like I posted a video. I've been taking screenshots of my TikTok for the last 2 months just to watch like the progress grow. I've gained like over 1,000 followers in 2 months. So I do feel like the more that you post, the better. It takes what I tell myself, just like the lottery, it takes one video to really blow up for it to catapult you to like a level. Like the people that you see that have a lot, Red Dog Vintage, our girl Nat, Sam Weston, who else? Steph, like they gained a lot of followers because their TikTok started to blow up. They had videos that went viral and brought people to them. So I think people underestimate like how many people it really will convert. So I just try to keep showing up. I do look at my TikTok analytics a lot just to see like what videos are doing better. For example, I've noticed that like come to work with me as a full-time whatnot seller, that title and that verbiage in my text, those videos always do 3 times better, even than like other videos that I post that'll say like the what I made in a whatnot show, etc. So I think there's just certain things you have to like try and do, but like look at the analytics and with your whatnot analytics, look and see like how long do people typically stay on, what are your biggest categories that you sell. Like I try to use them. I try to just see like, all right, what's the best way for me to, you know manipulate this and kind of use it to my advantage to build and grow. Yes, I know. I need another person. It's just too much. I actually have asked people if I would go live with people. I don't know. I don't know if I would do a live like selling with someone. I'd have to think about it. I feel like you would really have to like get it together because I feel like that'd be a lot of chaotic energy. You know what I mean? You can look at your analytics on. Let me just look on my computer so I can give you the exact way to do it because I don't want to mislead you, Diva. Okay, so if I'm on analytics, if I'm on whatnot, you can go to the analytics tab. It's right here. I'll click it so you can see. You can go to the analytics tab and it will show you basically like how much your sales are,
So mine is for this is for the week, I want to say. What is this? Oh yeah, the 13th to the 17th. So this has been this past week. And this is what it will show you. But it will show you like your average buyer count, who are your biggest buyers, the largest orders. You can export the info. It has like live stream, like sales metrics. So you can see all of your like your stream metrics, how many you're sharing. So this is what I really look at. Look, I look at the buyers, my first time buyers, how much it's up. What is my max concurrent views? I think that's good. That's how many people stay in your show. So I look at stuff like that. I try to look at like obviously the sales and things like that. This is I do this by show. You can see why I was disappointed in this show because everything was down pretty significantly, like 36, 37%. But again, like that's not every show, you know? It's kind of crazy. You have to like then you have shows where it's like up and you're like, "Oh my god, it's really up." So you can't let it be predicated. But yeah, they have an analytics tab. Um and that's also where you can see. So I'm so close, you guys. I'm so motherfucking close. I'm so close. I want to be a premier shop on Whatnot, and I have almost everything except for $50,000 in sales. I think I'm at like 27,000. So we have some work to do, girlies. But then I can have the premier shop little logo, which is this by your store. Shout out to my girl Astro. I know she has one. But yeah, that's how you check it, basically. That's how you check it, and it's a pretty simple process. I just go through it. I do the same thing with TikToks. I feel like on TikTok you can know or you can see how you can look it up, but it's really easy. And I just try to look at like how many new likes I get and followers and stuff like that. I know it's kind of interesting because I feel like unless you're in this realm, it's kind of hard. Like sometimes I like will even talk to my therapist about this because it's like hard to. Oh my god, you guys, my scalp is so dry at you. But it's hard to like. I think people it's hard to relate to if you don't do it. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way? Like sometimes I feel weird talking about this in my actual life because it's like who can really relate to this for real, who can really relate to this for real. I like the idiom where it's like the Prince and Michael Jackson scenario where it's just if you don't act on it somebody else will, like somebody else will use your idea. That's why I firmly believe in just doing it in that moment. Like I don't wait for my vlogs to be perfect. I don't wait to look good. That's probably the biggest piece. Like you guys, do you think I want to be looking bad on the internet every day? No, I don't. I don't want to be looking bad on the internet. But I want the content. I want the vlog. I want to be real. So I do. I post what I look like when I get out of bed. And that's okay. I really don't care that much about it. But like I think if I waited for it to be like perfect and cute every time, even with like my whatnot tips videos, sometimes I'm like, oh well let me make sure, let me wait till I get ready and then I film and like then I'll do like my whatnot tips or whatever. And it's like, girl, just put your robe on and like do what you need to do. Just stop waiting and just posting. And it's funny because those are always the videos that do the best. It is literally the videos that always do the best that are like me looking torrentially crazy. Thank you, Peace Love Boutique. That's really sweet. I try to be. I mean, I try to keep it realistic. Like, we ain't rich over here. But eventually, I hope that this can really scale into like a much larger business and ultimately a brand. Like, I would love to work in my own facet. I think that's so cool. That's why I love seeing stuff like what Sam's doing, creating his own clothing line. Like, you're directly turning your audience into something that you're really passionate about. And now you get to create your own thing. Like, I love to see it. I love to see it. Oh my God, literally. Being a perfectionist really slows you down. And it's something over the years that I've just actively had to work against because I can be exactly the same way where I'm like, oh my God, it needs to be perfect and it needs to look like this or like it's not ready until I have like the right equipment or whatever, especially with like YouTube videos and stuff. I was very hard on myself for a while. Like, oh my God, I don't have the right camera or like, what is this setup or blah, blah, blah. And that's something that I will say. I feel like live streaming has really helped me just break down because it's like, it really just is in the know, like you're here in your house doing what you do, you turn the camera on and I like that you don't really have to edit anything. There's kind of an ease about it. But it also helps me like actively break down that need to like just have everything be perfect or look perfect. Like content can give perfection, which is also side to why what live selling's not for everybody. Like you'll kind of see, I see some content creators on live and I'm like, this is why you make videos. No shade, no tea, but like this is why you make videos because live isn't for everybody. I feel so grateful that I love to live stream because it takes so much of the guesswork out of editing and stuff like that. But like it's really not for everyone. And I feel like that can be shown in like some people's shows and stuff. Like it really isn't. That's why you have to decide if you like for your business, is that right for you? Do you enjoy it? Is that how you like to show up? Girl, I've been everywhere under the sun. I feel like I do it all. I do it all and then some divas. And it feels that way, literally. A one-man band. But I will say, if I had to outsource anything,
Any damn thing. I don't know what it would be. Maybe the shipping. I mean, shipping's not horrible for me. Low key, I would want like somebody else to source for me too. Like, I feel like that's what I would pick. I want like to find a way to get more clothes. So I need somebody else who's also like good at sourcing. But the hard part is I feel like there's like not anyone I trust. You know what I mean? It's so hard. It's so hard. I don't know. I don't know, divas. Okay. I'm gonna end our live. Thank you guys for hanging out though. Like this truly fills my cup so much. I can't believe I've been live for like 2.5 hours. I don't even know how long I've been live since I'm looking at my phone. Um, but you guys are amazing. Let's raid somebody. I will be live maybe later. I think I might do a little show ski in a few hours. I need to break breakfast and watch Desperate Housewives. I'm on season 5. If you know, you know. Okay, divas. Love you. I hope you have a fabulous Friday. Let's go raid somebody and show them some love. Show some love to one of our fellow divas. Oh, everybody, let's do a pick for me. I've never done a pick for me one. All right, bye, girls. See you later, Gators.